if it's possible, not just the amount of naira, but do the conditions in Nigeria allow that capital, which is not a lot of money if you think about it in terms of inflation, do the conditions allow a Nigerian to invest that sort of fund into the country and to actually make a return? That's what we're trying to figure out today. So I asked all week, and there's actually a hashtag there, SME1 million, and it's lots of people gave lots of responses, lots of ideas I've never thought about, lots of them. So I said it would be a good idea to have a space and to perhaps invite one or two folks, and also anyone that wants to listen in to get ideas, and also folks that want to essentially talk about their own business idea, what they started with, the million naira, and how they can perhaps show this off, right, to others and say, this is what I did, these are my steps that I took, these are the problems, these are the margins, and then from there we can see if we can then get, give you ideas, more or less. We want to make the economy work for you. And there are many ways the economy can work for you in Nigeria apart from just investing in stocks and bonds. Small businesses in every country drive job creation. Small business in every nation. If you go to America, you have the large cap companies, but the small business companies are the ones that are creating the jobs day to day. They are the ones that create jobs day to day. So I invited three guys that had given us their own idea of a business. I invited them to come to the space so we could talk. I could sort of get their ideas and let's just talk around it. So it was Samuel, Kingsley, and a gentleman as well, Samuel, Chika, and Kingsley. I've asked them to request to speak. I see them on the space. If you guys request to speak, of course, I will add you in there and then we can talk. But let me go back to that, to that hashtag and perhaps pick up a few ideas that were there that I saw that I liked. Samuel, for instance, was talking about boxer shorts, making boxer shorts, textiles, sewing textiles to distribute and sell. And I asked all of them, I gave them a questionnaire. I said, hey, when did you start? What was your initial capital? If you had to start today, would that same capital work for you today? How did you make money? What are the main cost items? What was the margin? What was the risk? So I'm going to keep it very, very simple. So I've got Samuel here. Samuel, you're the first guy in here that I have. I think the rest two are going to pop back in. Let's start with you, Samuel. Samuel, you want to unmute, introduce yourself, do a bit of marketing for yourself, and then let's start. Samuel, you got to hit unmute and go for it. Yes, go ahead.
You said something earlier and I was trying to adjust my microphone.
No worries. I am saying that I had invited you over to talk about your small business in line with the questionnaire we had talked about. People want to know about what you are doing, how you started, what are the margins, very, very quick answers. So let's just go for it, right? So what do you actually do?
Okay. I'm an entrepreneur. I produce boxer shorts, underwear. And starting this underwear business was a kind of a vision. Way back in 2012, that was when I got this vision. I was formerly into trying to feature in the downstream oil sector. I was in Lagos then, so when I came back, I was thinking of how to start something. And then I had this guy that produces these boxers around my area. And one day I was reading the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I was reading the history of Coca-Cola actually, and how Coca-Cola became a global brand. So while I was reading it, I was thinking, I said, what can I really produce that I can sell all over the world and make maybe 100 naira or 50 naira? And suddenly I just heard a voice that said, what of the boxers that young man produced? I said, it's true. Let me go and make inquiries about it. So I went to make inquiries. That was in 2012. So I now asked him, these boxers you produce, how do you sell? So he gave me idea because I know he used to have the boxers before. So I said, okay. So pieces from him. I took 30 pieces from him, and that 30 pieces I took from him, I didn't even have money to pay for it. So when I took the 30 pieces from him, I told him I would pay him when I returned. So my plan was to go to my friend's place at Asaba, because I know Asaba very well. So I went to Asaba, and then the 30 pieces, I took it around Asaba. I went to the main market there at Asaba, Go market, and introduced the boxers to sellers. I sell boxers, do you buy? This is the type of boxers I have. So many of them commented on the boxers. Someone told me that this is Abamed, look at the sewing, and so many other things they pointed out that's wrong with the boxers. But at the end of the day, I had to sell the 30 pieces. And when I saw the 30 pieces, I bought it for 150 naira. Then I sold it at 200 naira. I sold as a supplier and I was selling in wholesale. Just the 30 pieces. So when I returned, I was, thinking about what I just sold. And I said, hey, if I can sell 30 pieces of boxers and I sold it at 50 naira, that means if I sell 50, this is how much I can make. If I sell 100, this is how much I can make. I said, okay, what if I sell 5,000? I said, if I sell 20,000 pieces at 50 naira, that will give me 20 million naira monthly. I said, so if I can sell 20,000 pieces of boxers monthly at 50 naira, I will make a million naira. So instead of my
interesting. Chika,
yes.
Very interesting.
So
yeah, very interesting. I want you to pause if you can. I want to introduce the other folks that are going to speak. So we have Samuel doing boxer. I'm going to come to you, back to you, Samuel, and ask you those questions that I sent to you guys. Let me also introduce Kingsley. I've got Proudly, and I've also got this gentleman is falling off and on. So let me go to Kingsley. Kingsley, go ahead. You heard Samuel talk about how he got into the business of selling boxers. What about you, Kingsley? What did you do?
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Kalu Aja, for this opportunity. And I don't take it for granted. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Go ahead. Don't be shy to advertise. Like someone didn't say it, man. Don't be shy to advertise. Say just very quickly, what do you do? I'll come back to the exact business. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm smiling because what you just said was what my wife was saying before I started this space. So about you saying advertisement. Okay, all right. Okay, what I do, I basically, my name is Kingsley Biti. I'm based in Benin in Edo State, and I sell drinks and bottled water and juice. So basically, I can categorize all of them into drinks because we have wines, we have non-alcoholics, we have malt, we have beer. They all fall under drinks, and also bottled water included. Yes, so that's what I do. I manage a business in Benin, which is Xenia Stores, and like I told Mr. Kaga, yes, it's my dad's business, but I manage it, and I manage it wholeheartedly. And though I'm trying to niche out, like I explained, I told him earlier on. So that's what I do. So bottled water is a part of what I do. So it's not just solely I just do only bottled water. But bottled water is also added to drinks what I do. Yes.
So this is more of a retail play in your case. You are more of a retailer, right?
I do wholesale and retail.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna come to that and look at the numbers, look at how you started and the capital involved. Let me go to Proudly College Boy. Proudly College Boy, go ahead, introduce yourself, tell us what you do, and then let's take it from there.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Carlo. Okay, my name is Onyani Okorie. So I'm an investment banker who loves to eat food, and not just any food. I love to eat a la carte. That's freshly made meals. So I am always in the lookout for the newest place to get food to eat in town. I stay in Port Harcourt. So that's basically what I do and who I am. Thank you.
Okay, so let's continue from you. I'm going to come. There was the last speaker, Mube. He has a very, very interesting business idea. I really would have loved him to be on the space. Very, very interesting. He's coming in and out. Maybe if you can hear me, try to log back in again. Use a good internet service, and I can put you back in. So, Prad, let me just ask you the same question I'm going to ask both Samuel and Kingsley. When did you start, and how long have you done this?
Okay. Officially, like I said, I'm an investment banker. So I've been working in the bank for 16 years. But what I do is food delivery. So my friends who I work with in the bank from 2014, because I keep discovering where I will go and eat a freshly made food. So when I come back and talk about it, they will tell me, okay, help me get the food when you're coming back. So I will always get it and then make reviews. We will now start patronizing that place. Then the next time I discover another place, I will talk about it. So in the process of delivering it, I add a tip, which is what they pay me for helping them to bring the food when I go out marketing and coming back. So I've been doing that since 2013 to date. Even after I've left my previous place of employment and I got another place, I took the same habits there. So my friends in the other place, they'll still call me, guy, it's lunchtime. How are we going to get our food? How far? I hope you are coming towards our side. So I'll take my pool car and go to the place I'll go to eat the food, and I get the food, and I'll just come by their office and then drop the food for them. Thank you.
So, I'm going to pause you. Let me get Mube. Mube, thanks for hopping in. Mube, I want you to just do a quick introduction that I can basically continue. Mube, introduce yourself. What do you do? Just give a brief intro. Mube, you got on mute. Go ahead. Okay, let me come back to you, probably college boy. So, how much was your initial capital? How much did you use to start this business of food delivery? How much?
Okay, it cost me nothing to start it because I used my office car. So when I go out on marketing, I take the pool car. So I'll just stop by where I'm getting the food. So on my way back, I'll just give it to my colleagues. And they loved it because it's freshly made food. So it cost me nothing to start it.
It cost you something. It cost you something. Yeah. But let me see. So right now, you have the business up and running. How much capital have you put into this business to start off now?
Okay. So far, I have put in 120,000 and on it already because I had to lease a bike I used to go get the food from the source to the person that they will need it.
So we've got to buy you. So your capital has gone towards leasing the bike, and in essence, you don't have any assets of your own. It's more or less you buy the food and you deliver.
Yes.
So in terms of return, I don't know if you can. What's your margin like? I mean, how much margins do you make from that bike? You pay the petrol. Do you pay the bike guy his salary? What would you say your costs are? What would you say your profit is, and what is your margin?
Okay, for every delivery we make is 10% of the cost of the food. So
I think you dropped
10%. That is what we charge the people that we buy the food for. Mm. So, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so our service charge is 10% on per person. So, and we don't buy once. We'll take everybody's order and then we'll now go get it and bring for everybody because at the moment we are just doing for people. This is where I worked before.
So let me ask a question. So you
get 7 requests on average 7 requests per day. % of the cost of food you are buying.
Mm. So just to be clear, you get about 7 requests a day. You charge a 10% markup on the cost of the food. Is that enough to pay your bike leasing? And then if you are paying all your costs, what are your margins? I'm not sure if your audio is breaking up a bit. Could you hear my question? Did you hear my question? I'm trying to figure out. Yes, let me ask you again, right? So what I hear you say that you charge a 10% markup on the deliveries that you make. So my question is that 10% markup, right? When you pay your bike leasing, you pay all your costs. What is the pure margins coming to you as profit from this business?
Okay, at the end of every day, I make an average of 4,500 naira a day.
On the 7 orders, on the average 7 orders.
Yes.
And this is you've paid off all your petrol.
I've paid the delivery. Yes, I've paid the delivery.
So
yes.
4,000 a day on just this connecting buyers and sellers, just pure 4,000. So and then
yes.
So, okay, and then the 120, was it a one time? I'm trying to get your margin. Was the 120 a one time, or was it something that you invested over time? And that capital that you used to start the business?
It's an investment over time.
Okay, all right. Okay, that helps. Hang in there, but proudly. There are lots of guys I want to speak, but I will just run around. I really want to get Mubi. Mubi, can you speak now? Proudly, I appreciate you. Mubi, what's up? Can you speak now? If I go to Samuel. Mubi, I still have issues. I really wanted to speak. I really like that idea that you have. Samuel, let me come to you, Samuel. Same question, Samuel. If I was to, when did you give us when did you start and how long have you done this? Just what year did you start and how long have you done this, more or less?
Okay, if I would say when I started, the first time I started what I would call my mini factory was in 2012. This August will be, if you break 2012 to now, it should be about 16 years, right? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this August is actually the anniversary of when I started in 2012. Now,
Wow.
When I started that was when I bought the first sewing machine. It was the leg actually, because my late sister had the head of that sewing machine. So I bought the leg. It was in 2012, and I used under our staircase. I cleared under the staircase of where we live, and I said, "This is my factory." So many people were laughing at me. So I had to get somebody who will sew, but I don't know anything about sewing then. I don't know anything about cutting the pattern. So I was outsourcing the materials I was buying, after my initial experience of traveling to Asaba, like I mentioned before. So, and when the person started sewing, it wasn't even up to 1 month he started. Some people broke into the place and stole the machine. So,
wow.
I managed throughout that year, and that year passed. Then by 2013, my brother now asked me to come and take over a particular warehouse where he was using as a supermarket in my area. So when I took over that warehouse, I entered that warehouse in 2013 with one manual sewing machine, these butterfly sewing machines.
Mm-hmm.
So, I entered that warehouse, very big warehouse. I don't really know the size. The standard warehouse. So when I entered it was just one sewing machine, and I haven't learned how to sew. I don't know how to cut. So I was reading the book by Miles Monroe, Understanding Your Potentials. So while I was reading that book, I just read the page 3 of that book, and I dropped it, and I said, and I went to the guy that I used to outsource this work. So I said today I'm going to learn how to cut the pattern. I'm going to learn how to sew.
But Samuel, before you go in, you said you walked into that warehouse with a sewing machine. So what was your initial capital? What was your initial capital to buy that machine? Can you remember back in 2016?
When I bought that machine in 2012, that was the leg. Where you have the
when
pedal,
you pedal, yes.
Not the head of the machine. Yes, I said the head of the machine. My late sister had it, so it didn't have any leg. So I bought that. In fact, when I bought the leg, it was my nephew, my sister's son, who was given this silver chain. So I told him to borrow me that silver chain. Let's sell it. So we sold that silver chain for 3,000 naira to this Hausa, gold dealers. So we sold the chain for 3,000 naira. So I not made it up. I went to buy the leg of that machine for 3,500 naira.
Wow.
So it was the leg of that machine with the head that I now used to enter that warehouse because they have stolen one of the head of the machine, like I explained before when I started under my staircase.
Okay, just want to ask you a question. If I had to buy that same head today, do you know how much it will cost me?
That head today, new one should cost up to, I think it's up to either maybe it's up to 40,000.
Okay.
The new one, just the head alone, because both the head and the leg is about 100 and something thousand today.
Okay, let me ask you, Casey. So if I have what's your margin? I don't know. I know you are bigger now, but could you break it down for me in terms of maybe the marginal cost? That's one boxer short. Like, how much does it cost you if you could do one boxer short? I know you buy the bale, you cut, and you make many, but how much you make one boxer short? How much do you sell it for?
Okay, now, like I explained in the thread, the reply to your thread, I said there are some boxers I can make with 500 plus. Just one. Then there are some boxers I can make with 700 plus. There are some boxers too I can make with maybe less than 500. Just the sewing, just to buy the material, sew it, not the packaging. Packaging is excluded from the cost. The less than 500 naira boxers. Now, the margin, if I should make one boxers that will cost me, let's say 580 naira, 585 naira, the markup price by the time I sell it at 800 naira currently will be at 217 naira or more. Then if I should make one boxers that will cost me 719 naira or 20 naira, the markup price should be between 280 naira to 300 naira. Okay. Now, if I should make a boxers that will cost me, let's say 550 naira, I can sell it at 750 naira or 800 naira.
That's about 40-50% margin, more like that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I hear you. Okay, Mube, just mute a bit. I'll come to you. Mube, I'll come to you. So Samuel, so about 40-50% margin. Excellent. So how many do you sell, like in a month or something like that?
Okay, I'm a producer. What I do is to produce. Now, if I'm running in full capacity with what I've been able to do over the years, because over the years I have to first of all learn, then get used to it, then start having workers and start producing. So I didn't just start producing numbers, large numbers over time. Like, there are some times, initially when I started, there was this low price boxers that I was producing, which was very popular then. So the numbers I can do then in my small capacity, I could do 3,000, I could do 4,000. Now, those days, those boxers were being sold at 160 naira. When we started, it was being sold at 160 naira, then some 170 naira. So the margin then of the profit was around 30 naira, 40 naira. So depending on how much you buy your materials, then you can make 50 naira, 60 naira, 70 naira, 80 naira, depending on the cost of the material.
It looks like margins have gone up. Am I hearing that you're making more money today? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, because the cost of the materials have gone up. Now, because the cost of the materials have gone up, the cost of other items that you need for production has also gone up. So you have to increase your markup. Now, also fuel has also gone up. Now, petrol is one of the major constraints currently, because the price of fuel currently, as we bought as of yesterday, was 1,000 naira in my place where I bought from in Aba. So at that rate now, it's not as if we increase the cost of our products every time there's an increase in the price of fuel. It's something that will take time to increase.
But Samuel, just to be clear, right, your margins have gone up today. But what about the sales? Yes. Are more people buying boxers? Are you selling more?
Yes. No. See. Okay, let me explain this thing. You see, like I explained, the boxers industry, the boxers or the underwear business is a multi-billion naira business. You see, currently now, if you make just make some inquiries, from wholesalers at Lagos Island. In fact, the season where we are now, especially because of the exchange rate in Nigeria, local producers who produce things that can match the imported ones at advantage, because the importers are now looking for local producers who can produce things that can match the imported ones. So, because the imported ones are now more costlier. So, by the time you import it and convert the exchange, it becomes more expensive. So, it becomes difficult for the retailers too, or wholesalers to buy it. So, the importers now, what they now do is that they now come down, look for the local ones, buy it, mix it with the imported ones, and sell. So people who produce quality boxers now, there are people too who produce, local, when I say local boxers, very local boxers, the sewing, the finishing is very, very poor. Okay. Some of those importers still buy it like that.
Interesting.
Mix it with the imported ones
and sell
it.
Okay. Let me pause you there. I think you've given us a good idea that this is a viable business. You've given us an idea of the cost. Let me bring Mube. Someone hanging. I want to come to Kings, but let me get Mube. Mube, how are you doing?
Yes, sir. Good evening. I'm doing fine. I guess you can hear me, but
yes, I can. So Mube, real quick, I can hear you real quick. What do you do, Mube? Go ahead.
Yeah, I do goat farming actually, which I started, I think, since around 2013, when I was a teacher. Actually, my first job with Kano State government. So while posted to a rural area, and then we have this school farm of a thing. So that's when I brought in the idea of starting something that I can do by the side. So from there, then I decided on which variety or which breed is suitable, that is maybe less resistant to diseases, that is very easy for me to maintain, and then that has swift range or outflow of profit, that which people normally buy at frequent basis. So the idea of goat farming came to my mind, and then I gave it a try. So that is how I started then.
Wow.
So basically I can see, yeah.
No, it's very interesting. So let me just run it real quick by you. So how much did you start? Was your capital? You started in 2019. What was your capital? Yeah.
Yeah, as at then it was 300,000 actually.
Wow.
300,000.
How many goats?
Yeah, it was okay for me to have 25 females and then 5 male he goats, because normally the ratio should be 5:1 actually. For every 5 she goats, 1 he goat is okay for them to breed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If I had to buy 25 goats, the same thing you did, 25 male, female, and start my own farm, how much would that initial cap, just to buy the goats alone, what would it cost me?
Yeah, just to buy the goats alone, I think now, assuming, let me take Lagos for example, because it's the farthest from the north here. The cost normally is 25,000 to 27,000 right now.
Oh, I think I lost your audio, Movie. Can you guys hear Movie speaking?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear Movie anymore. Yeah, could you hear Movie?
I can hear Movie too.
Movie, if you can hear me, I can't hear you. So, you are giving me some good information. Movie was saying. Movie, we lost you. So you have to backtrack a bit. We lost you, right? You were talking about if you had to buy the goats now. You are talking about Lagos. So go ahead. Moby, can you hear me? Hey, village people. And these guys giving us Moby, if you can't hear me, I'll move to Kingsley and I'll try to DM you. So I have the information here, but I wanted to say it yourself so that people can follow. Kingsley, let me come to you while movie is sorting out this audio. So Kingsley, I mean, you introduced yourself earlier to us. You do the distribution, you buy the food, you do the retail and distribution. Just want to ask, just to take it down, what are the main risks? We've talked about your margins, you make 4 or 5%. What are the main risks for you that you see? I mean, if you bought a bike today in some states, you cannot operate a bike if it's not more than 2cc. What are the main things? Like if I'm listening to you and I'm at home, I have 1 million or 500,000 because it looks like you are the cheapest in quotes capital to get into right now. What do I have to know to get into this business? Sorry, this is not Kingsley. Sorry, I'll talk about Kingsley. I don't think we'll talk about your margins. So Kingsley, talk to me about your margins, right? What do you make in your store from just retailing out this drink that you retail, Kingsley? Sorry about that. Go ahead, Kingsley.
Okay. There's drinks, there's water. Okay, so let me focus on water because I have figures for everything now. For the margin, for the water, in a month, I make between 10 to 20% profit on what is invested. Yes, 10 to 20. And I'm working with worst case scenario. I don't like working with best case scenario. Worst case scenario, 10 to 20%.
So is that a daily return, 10-20% daily return?
No, I'm talking about monthly.
Monthly return.
Yes, monthly return, 10 to 20%.
So if I had to open up a store and to retail, maybe is it like bottled water and pure water and then Coke and Fanta? Is that what you're retailing?
Yes, but I don't do pure water.
Okay.
I don't.
Just the bottle. So it's bottled water.
Yes, it's bottled water. And bottled water in packs. Not that I sell 1-1.
Okay.
No, I sell in packs. Yes, I don't sell 1-1. I sell in packs.
What about the like Fanta, Coke, all that kind of stuff? Do you do that?
Yes, I also sell in packs. I don't sell 1-1.
Okay, so every month you are talking about that margin of about 10 points. Is that what I heard you say?
Yes.
Okay. So
okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. What I like the question that made me that got interaction was when people asked. When you asked if I invested 1 million, if I have 1 million, what I would do, I said I'm going to buy bottled water. I'm going to buy bottled water. What's this amount? And this is what I'm going to make, which is 160,000 naira. Now I picked out one of the items out of all the things I do that I can physically put that money in, and I can track what I can get as worst case scenario, which is 160,000 naira in a month.
So essentially, you are saying it's possible to invest that amount of money. So let me do the percentage return. How much are you investing? Let us do the calculation. How much are you investing?
Okay, like I said if I get 1 million naira and I easy to buy water. If I get 1 million naira for a pack of bottle, what I'm talking about is Arden water. People might not know it. It goes for 2,000 naira as the cost price, and that will give me 500 packs of the water, and it comes with free delivery. So I deal directly with the company. The company has a marketer that supplies to my doorstep, so I don't pay any costs for delivery. So they deliver it straight to my place. So if it's 1 million naira divided by 2,000 will give us 500 packs. Yeah. So I said 500. So I'll do 500 packs, and I'll say at 2,000. I'll say at 2,500 naira. And if I say at 2,500, it will amount to 1,250,000. When you take away the 1 million naira out, so we're looking at 250,000 naira. So when I take away costs, exactly, sir. So when I take away those things, I have for the water alone, I have 160,000 naira. So 90,000 naira can shoulder for the cost of the 90,000 naira can shoulder for the cost of other things to bring in the water and all that.
Interesting. So it's possible to start this business with. I'm going to come to you, Sam. So it's possible to start this business with those with less than 1 million and actually make about 160,000 every month. All I need. So what do I need? I need a place. Do I need a refrigerator? What do I need?
Okay, no, you don't need a refrigerator for what I do. I don't. About it, you don't need a refrigerator. Like, I've gotten tens of DM with regards, after I replied to you, I've been getting DMs left and right. And I tell them, I say, the first thing that you need to locate, not that you have 1 million, I tell them, I say, you need to get a good location where you know you are going to sell this thing fast. It's not just a matter of saying, oh, I can easily get 1 million somewhere and I buy the water. I say, it's not just buying it. Selling is the main thing in business. Yes, some people will think of, I want to set up a big office, I want to do this. The first thing you should be thinking as a business person is, who are my target audience and how am I going to sell this? So if you have a location where you can sell this water fast, then you can start this up, because you don't need a fridge, you just need a storage space, and you need a storage space where people can come to get the item. You're not the one producing it.
Okay. So my question to you is that, what kind of location are you in? That's my question to you.
Okay. I'm at the city center in Benin City. Okay, city center is like the center of Benin, and my business place is at Mission Road. So anybody who is in Benin knows Mission Road. Yes, number 17 Mission Road is close to the city center. From there, you can access the airport road. You can access anywhere from Ring Road.
Oh, yeah,
for example, somebody will say, if you are lost in Edo State, so if you are lost in Benin, locate Ring Road. Because from Ring Road, you can locate anywhere you want to get to.
Okay.
It's a busy location. Yes.
Gotcha. So the risk is that if I do this and I'm not in a such good location, I might not have the same margin that you have, more or less.
Yes. Then the only other way for you to make this margin is that you now have to invest in marketing or reach out to people who are doing events. Yes, or your friends who are doing events, or people who are doing events, because I also sell wholesale. I also have people who do events and come to buy from me. Then some people say, okay, I have an event happening on Saturday. Can I pay and pick up at so and so? I say yes. Right now, we have two persons that are getting married, that one has paid for this Saturday, another one next Saturday. And that is where bulk of, and when people see that you deliver their goods and services, they refer you to other people. Yes.
Okay.
They refer you to other people. So
perfect.
You don't have to deal with storage issue if you have a place where you're going to keep all those things. Yes, just have a space. You don't need to really even spend money on how fancy the place is going to be. No. But if you have a good location, and where people can, where you have, especially good location has to do with vehicular traffic or foot traffic.
Gotcha.
So in vehicular traffic, when people are passing, they can easily be seeing your water display, or when people are walking, they can see your water display, and they ask you questions and say, oh, how much do you sell? And that is what I mean by good location. So it doesn't necessarily mean you must have to be a city center, but if you have to be a place where there's vehicular traffic or there's good foot traffic, you will get sales.
Interesting. Kingsley, thank you so much. Let me come back to Moby. Francis, Kingsley, that was very, very good information. Moby, I lost you. Lots of people are DMing me this. I lost you. You are saying, I asked you a question. If you had to buy the same goods today, you are saying if you had to buy it in Lagos, continue from there. Yeah.
No, I said I'm assuming if it's right here in Kano, it's going to cost like 26,000 per head. Okay, so that means times 30, you would have 780,000 for 30. This means for you to have 30 head of 30 individual goods, you need like 780,000. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so that is the cost of the goods actually, and yeah, I guess I have answered your question, right?
Yes. So
the
it will cost me in effect. It will cost me less than $1 million to buy the herd.
Yes.
Okay. What else do I need? I have to feed them. I have to keep them somewhere. Do I need a vet?
Yeah. So because you need to provide shelter for them. Actually, so which means because I was assuming maybe there is a shelter, for example. So with that money, you can use, the next thing is the, what do you call it, the feeding. This breed of goats we normally use here, they are very easy to maintain. It's the way that, let me say, per month, this 30 per month, they won't consume more than 50,000 per month.
Interesting. So let's come to it. So
Hello?
yeah, I'm here with you. So
one thing is that they do reproduce twice in a year. So basically with 30 herd in a year, you are likely to have not less than 120. So for me, I was I do the weeding annually and the sales annually. So with that, I was you can realize at least not less than 30% margin. So basically, it's like 50,000 monthly. Yeah, as at then, 2019.
So today,
as a teacher.
Today, let's look at, let's say last year. Today, if you with your goat business, you are buying the goats, they are giving birth, you are feeding, you are taking care of them. What's your margin like? Do you make, how much profit do you make? I.e., percentage margin, all in.
Yeah, all in. If you deduct everything, it's going to be like 70,000 monthly.
Monthly, 70,000 monthly. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need, is there anything that can I do this anywhere, or there are certain things? If I want to do this in Abia State, I know you're in Kano. Is there anything, or in Lagos, is there any special thing I need?
No. Actually, the only special thing is the goat breed, because we have like 4 to 5 different breeds of the goats. We have the Sahelian, we have the Red Sokoto, we have the Kano Brown breed. The one I'm using is Kano Brown breed because it's the one that adapts to almost every weather and every part of the country, and it is less resistant. It falls sick less. It has a very high resistance to disease. Yeah.
Perfect. Hang in there. Let's cut. So, guys, we've got a lot of guys that have been waiting to speak. I don't know if anyone has any specific question. There's no one who can talk up to Kingsley or Mube or Probably, or even, I think Chica has dropped off. We can't really get all the information from you guys at the space. So let me open it up. I've got HRH Farms. And there's a guy that is telling me that he wants to support 10 entrepreneurs with $1 million. I don't know if it means $1 million each or if it means $1 million. Dr. Obi, are you saying $1 million each for each entrepreneur, or is the total fund $1 million? Let me add you real quick so you can answer that question, so I know how to come get the money from you, sir. Dr. Obi, if you can hear me, just clarify that. Are you supporting with $1 million each, or is it the total fund of $1 million? What's on your mind?
So I want to invest 10 million with 10 people. Because of the way I want to do it, it is not a grant. It's going to be like a partnership. If we can find a way to have some form of security. Thank you.
So you want to invest in 10 SMEs. How do you want it to get back to you? Your DM is going to be filled up now. What are you looking for? Do you have any criteria?
No, Carlo, I thought you were managing this. Maybe we could have a way to, because I don't know how to vet them.
Gotcha.
You know? Yeah, so we might have to set up a way to do that,
Okay, we can. Let's DM, then we'll come back to the forum maybe next week. We'll look for a way we can say, do a submission. Honestly speaking, sir, I've done this before. You have to just go with let's DM, sir, then we'll come back to this.
Okay.
Doctor, we'll DM, it's out there. You want to do 10 million, you want to invest, not a loan. You're looking for SMEs you want to invest in. We'll come back to you, sir. Not a problem. We'll DM. HRH Farms. What's on your mind? HRH Farms. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much for having me this evening, Mr. Kalu. I am a very big fan of yours.
Thank you,
sir. Big follower of yours for the longest time. You have given us tips for free. So this is my way to give back to the general
will give the whole house 5 business ideas that they can start with 1 million naira in the field of agriculture.
Okay.
I'm very happy that you are an economist. I think you will get the figures right. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about maize farming, grape farming, coconut farming, onion storage, and passion fruit farming. All these forms of agriculture can be done with 1 million naira and are highly profitable. So today in Nigeria, a bag of maize costs about 80,000 naira, which from my calculation one can make about 8 million naira, 4 million naira from farming 1 hectare of maize if he has the experience that I do. A hectare of maize will require 12 bags of fertilizer, which is sold today as 42,000 naira. 2,000 naira times 4 bags is 502,000 naira.
So the first idea is going into agriculture to plant maize.
All my duties are around various agricultural value chains. Agriculture is the highest employer of labor in the world. Agriculture is highly untapped in Nigeria. So all the 5 ideas I have are around different sectors of agriculture.
I hear you, but you see why I'm a bit I don't know what's the correct word here. Anything to do with actual farming, and we can have this. I think we've had lots of space on the actual farming, but I'm talking to people that somebody's listening in. He's at home, probably maybe a houseman or housewife. He's got money. He wants to invest. Many people can't farm. You need that skill to farm. So they are looking for ideas that they can deploy money to, or they can start on their own. Like, can they buy a dryer, something like that, and dry maize? Because I see maize on the express road in the north. So there are no dryers for that's what I'm looking for. Like a small and medium enterprise. Not really the act of agriculture per se, if you get what I mean.
Okay, sir. Plateau State, for example, has the monopoly of Irish potato production. Plateau State, the local governments of Mango and Bokos have the monopoly single-handedly feeding Nigeria 80% of the Irish potato needs. Forget production, forget like where we have a huge gap between in our agro logistics value chain. From moving Irish potato from the north to the south, you will make your money. Let me give you one example. You can buy Irish potato in the north at around 45,000 naira in Bokos market and come and sell it for 70,000-80,000 naira the next day in Lagos. My favorite is onions. Every year around February and March, onions is being sold for around 15,000 naira. Before it was 4,000 naira, 10,000 naira, 8,000 naira. But this year it has reached up to 16,000 naira. And later along the line, every year it reaches about 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100,000. This is a pattern I have studied in the past 5 years. So there is this particular variety of onions called Super Yali and Crema by East West Seed. East West Seed is the biggest vegetable company in Nigeria. Their onions can last up to 10 months in storage. I have personally tested it, tried it, found it, and stored it. I gave it all my best in the storage. I gave the storage whatever it requires. So with 1 million naira, you can buy 70 bags of onions at 15,000 naira per each.
HRH, is it possible that you send me maybe a detailed list of this, what I can do with 1 million in the agricultural value chain and make a return? If you send it to me, I will retweet it, copy you, so that people can follow and read. Why I'm doing this is because I have a lot of people that want to speak, and I think I'm dropping some bombs here, like where we can make money. I have money, I want to invest. Somebody else has offered me 2 million naira also to add to doctors 10 million. So I now have a fund of 12 million that I have to perhaps rope in Olumide to help me to see if we can select or get a way we can select SME. I've put in 12 million already, and this is just an hour in. So if you can write this for me, sir, I don't want to not too complicated, just like you said, onions, mature, this kind of onions, this is the time, this is the amount, targeting a million. So I'll buy it for 500,000, I'll get my truck for 200,000. Just if you can give me those 5 or even more, I would retweet them. I will copy, so folks can just copy it. There's a hashtag we already have there. Many folks are already on it. Yes, sir.
I would be glad to do that. Let me just round up my edition on onions.
Okay.
So with 1 million naira, you can buy 66 bags of onions. So let's say in the cost of storage in 10 months, you lose, let's say, 16 bags of onions that you bought. Let's say you lost 16 bags, so you are left with only 50 bags. 50 bags of onions and 80,000 naira around November and December is 4 million naira. So 1,000 naira investment, and you have lost 16 bags worth of onions. Each have the devices that can withstand those 10 months storage. All you need to do is to build your storage facility that will need space for ventilation and everything. You are sorting out the bad ones. In 10 months, there will be high demand of onions, and you make your 4 million naira from the 1 million naira investment with 16 bags you have spoiled. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Kalu. I will do as you said. I just want to give back my bid on onions for now. I am if you saw that profile, I've been in various agribusinesses, successful ones. I've been in agribusiness for the past 10 years. So all these models are working. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm most grateful.
Yeah, I think lots of people are also appreciative of what you're saying. I've got a lot of comments from people saying they want you to talk more. Guys, I think we just have a lot of people that want to speak. That's why I wanted to send me this information so I can share it. So we can say, okay, this is what the onion opportunity, this is the maize opportunity. Then that way you can then target the one that you want and you can run with it. It's not going anywhere. He's going to come back and write on this now. So he already knows he's not going to go anywhere, and we're going to hold him to share his thoughts. So please, HRH, please DM me. Let's just arrange how we can get this going, please, right? All right. Kingsley Samuel. Yeah, let's just hang. Let me just run the room. HRH, I appreciate you. Shego, you've got the floor. Shego Ogunesa. How you doing, sir? Jesus Christ.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
How you doing, sir? What's on your mind?
Okay, so I'm into tomato processing.
Mm-hmm.
I package tomato and pepper inside jars, and then I sell them.
Yeah,
so basically,
I saw your submission. I was very interested in that. So I'm sorry I didn't invite you. I saw that. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So basically, I'm producing in the north. That's Zaria, Kaduna State. So I'm from the southwest. I'm from Oyo State, particularly. So I went to school in Zaria. So I finished last year. So after I finished, instead of coming back home, I saw the opportunity out that there's a lot of tomatoes, pepper, and it's very, very cheap in that side. Per basket, you can get it as cheap as 4,000 naira. That's for tomato. And coming down to southwest, you get it as expensive as 40,000 naira per basket. So including transport and all those things. So I came up with the idea of, instead of just transporting it raw, I started packaging it into jars. So when I started December last year. So I produced almost like 50 bottles. So, but one of the disadvantages of the business is one of the first things I encountered when I started the business. Why? Because when I was transporting it back to the west with myself, so I had an accident on the road. So basically, because I packaged it inside bottles, most of the bottles got broken. So I think I have just like 20 bottles left. I was able to get home with 20 bottles. So, but I picked up myself back again. Though I was discouraged, so I picked up myself back in February this year, and then I started with the business proper. So, because I was not able to sell those one I made, I just left it for my parents to use. So, I started earlier this year with just 300,000 naira, though not at once. At first I invested 150,000 naira. So with that 150,000 naira, I was able to get 4 baskets of tomato, pepper, and onions. So, and then I employed a woman that helped me with the processing. I get some of the things I need for the production. I get a sealing machine that can help me with the sealing of the jar and then the bottle. So basically, what I do with the bottle that made it easy for me was that I did not go for a new bottle. So in Zaria, we have a lot of Bama bottles. So I went to a store where they have a lot of it, and then I was able to get like 200 bottles from them with just 10,000 naira. So the woman helping me was the one that washed the bottle, we cleaned it, and then we sterilized the bottle so that it can be clean. So after we sterilized the bottle, we then processed the tomato, just the way it's been done.
I think I lost Shego. Shego, if you're speaking, I can't hear you. All right, guys. So, Moby, Shego, I lost you.
No, yes, sir.
Yeah, Moby, I had a question for you. I think I lost Shego. Shego, somebody is asking you. The initial goats are basically capital. I believe you need to breed them. How long will it take for the kids to reach sellable size? He says how long before Shego comes back here?
Okay, actually, the minimum age for goats to be like used for eating, I think it's 7 months. 7 months.
7 months.
Okay. Yeah. So, the ones, let's say if someone is to start right now, the ones I would suggest, or the ones that are suitable, are those of 7 to 8 months. So they are at that age, they are ready for eating, they're ready to mate and then conceive. So basically, the period between conception and then giving birth of goat is mostly like 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4 months.
So I hope the person that asked the question heard that answer from Moby. Shadow, I don't know if you're back online now. Moby, thanks.
I can.
Okay, so Shadow, I just wanted to capture what you're saying. So you started this business with less than, did you say 300,000 naira?
Yes, sir. 300,000 naira.
And what it involves is that you are buying raw tomatoes, pepper, and you are making it into a puree. Then you are getting the bottles locally, and you are packing it into the bottles. So that way, it's like you are preserving these tomatoes for use after the.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, if I want to do that in Lagos State or Abia State, okay, is it possible? Because I don't have tomatoes in Abia and all that.
Okay, it's possible, and no, basically we all believe there is no tomato, they can't plant tomato in the east, but I think that has been a lie that we have been told over time. Because recently I've started seeing people planting tomato in the east. So, but the only thing that makes planting tomato in the north easier is because of the manpower. They have the manpower in the north. So basically they do irrigation farming.
Okay.
So, and that's why they plant tomato during dry season. So they use irrigation. So, but like now I'm in the west, and at home we have farm that we plant tomato, and I'm still doing some. I'm still packaging some at home. I've been processing it. That's in the southwest. I'm in Oyo State now. So I've been doing it. But basically, there's difference between the species of tomato in the north and the one in the southwest, and probably the one I've not seen the one in the east. But it can be done anywhere. I got this idea from my mother. She bought the tomato and then she processed it. So I just think of, okay, I think I can make this thing. I can package it, and people will fall in love with the idea.
Yeah, Shego, also share in that your tweet again. If you tweet it, just so I can retweet it again for people to see what you're doing. I think you sent it. And again, Shego, question for you: what's the margin? I mean, what do you make in a month, or what's the margin like in this business?
Okay, so basically I did the business for 3 months just because my capital was not that much. So my Okay, I was able to get more than 200,000 naira as my profit within 3 months.
So it was one
So
project, it was one stream. You bought the tomatoes, you bagged
I
it,
bought the
and then that process, that single process, you reaped 200,000 naira.
yes.
Okay,
So
interesting.
that single process, I made 200,000 naira. So, but it took me like 2 months before I was able to sell like almost like 100 bottles. So,
Is
but
it
before I
Sorry about that. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, before I could get the money, my capital, and the profits to invest again into the business, tomato have already skyrocketed. So I could not continue with it. So basically, right now I'm waiting for the tomato season to come back when there's much tomato in the north. Then I will stock as much as possible so that in and through season, I'll have enough tomato to sell because the shelf life of the product is 1 year. So it's basically like I'm stocking tomato when it is much available. Then when it is no longer available in the market, when the price is high, I can have tomato to release out to the market.
So the question again is going to be this: is this a scalable business? If you wrote down what you were doing and you give somebody else, is it scalable? I know you did one stream, but is there a going concern around your model that I can say I can take it, do a few tweaks, and I can run with it?
Yes, it's scalable. It's something that is scalable. Because if the capital is, if I have enough capital, it's something I can get the production space and then get some few machines that will help me, and then even call NAFDAC to come and approve what I'm doing, and then it will be easier for me to even just take it to supermarket and just place it there. Enough people can come and buy. So one of the things I made that made what I'm doing more interesting is that I did not put any preservative. And that's one of the things that will make me stand out in the market because I know there have been a lot of concerns concerning this and all those things. So everything is just natural. There's no preservative, but it can last up to a year.
Yeah, sure.
So,
what I would advise you now is to try to get your business plan, all those sort of things in order. You say you know the machines to buy, identify the machines, what is the cost, go to NAFDAC, what is the cost of, get all those things in order because you never know when opportunity might knock. I think it's a good idea you have. Organize yourself. We've got 14 million, and I have a gentleman that just said he would like to be among the veterans to do business planning, to assist people to do business plans and all. So we are moving. People are dropping help in quotes, and this is what we're trying to do. This is why I held this space today, so that we can see that it's not all doom and gloom, and there are things that we can do, even in the country with 24% inflation and all that. There are still young people out there making a living that don't have a job, but are going to create a lot of enterprise. Lots of people are, I'm not looking at the DMs, but I know lots of people are trying to get involved in this. Anyone you can do, if you want to vet the proposals, if you want to help people to write the proposals, if you want to give the money, if you want to do a grant, which means you don't want a return, just give a grant to help people. If you want to teach people, let me know. I'm just going to share it. Right, that's all I want to do. I've got Salim Bauer. Thank you, Salim. Salim, you got the floor. Please go ahead. My guests are all here. I've got the Kingsley, I've got Samuel, I've got Mobi, I've got probably College Boy. But go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalu. I believe somebody just called my attention to this. I believe I'm one of you made a post, I think, like this some days back. I quoted it and I wrote something. I just shared it on the Jumbotron. I believe the post I did generated the most likes, and I believe maybe the most comments on that. I believe so because I haven't seen any post that has generated this much traffic on that very post. But I believe you might have skipped it.
Share it again so I can retweet it.
Yeah. It's on the JD. It's on the Jumbotron. It's on the JT.
I don't see it yet on the JD. Let me look at the Jumbotron.
Okay.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to pitch out just two things. We are into farm establishment, like improved farm establishments. So basically the animal sector is the most neglected sector in the whole of like agriculture in Nigeria. So we see to see how can we improve on that. You see, once it improved, of course, when we make it like look lucrative, this very same way crop farm is now lucrative, many people will flow into it. In fact, basically, honestly, we see the crop farm as like poverty alleviation program. In the old crop farm, if you want to make cool money in agri, it's just the what is it called? The livestock, honestly. Because if you look at the percentage of people that are like billionaires under the agricultural sector in the whole world, most of them come from the animal sector. So we seek to improve this. One, the issues we are having in Nigeria is one, genetics. We don't have improved genetics. Most of the ones we are having are like stunted, or let me say just the natives that you find it hard for them to appreciate the feed you are giving them. Secondly is the feeding. We have issues with the feeding. Regardless of, we don't like pay attention to what we feed our animals. We only give them what we lay our hands on. Most of them are like valueless, like nutritionless, and most of them are even toxic. We don't even know that they are toxic. So I'm just creating a premise for what I'm going to discuss. So let me not go into the deep like lecture. So I pitched out two things. I'm going to pitch out two things that you can start with 1 million. You see, on the JT, the very post I sent out there is we are into this local chicken. We advise people like starters, usually like cover students, they should start with the local chicken. One, because we don't risk going with the hybrids. You see, broilers, layers, they're hybrids that you have to create good environment for them. A little change in the weather, like maybe let's say in the morning it's cold, afternoon and it turns out to be hot, the next thing is cold, that will have, you will see the result of that on the chickens generally. But you see, if you go with the hardy, very hardy, like we have heritage breeds like the Brahma, Cochin, Rhode Island Red, Leghorn, all of these are heritage breeds. So you can go with the local breeds. I made out something that you can just start with just 20 pieces of this local chicken. Under good management, these 20 chickens can multiply up to like 2,000 in a year under good management. If you get, let's say, maybe 20 pieces of adult hen, you get 5. You can choose to go with the cocks. The cocks should either be, let's say, local, or you go with the noilers. The noilers are a bit bigger than the, what is it called, about 2 times bigger than the local chickens. Or you can go with the heritage breeds for the cocks. These heritage breeds are even like 3 to 3.5 times bigger. For instance, if you are able to get a pure breed of Brahma or Cochin, this beast can weigh up to like 6 to 6.5 kg at peak maturity, while ours only go to about 1.8 to 2 kg. So you see, when you introduce the cocks and they made, I have something like that. We improved the local chicken using those breeds. So when you cross them, you're going to get a bigger hybrid, bigger than the local chicken, and it's still, especially the Brahma, most of its genetics, they share almost the same genetics. Like when it comes to hatching, they can hatch. They are tolerant. They are disease resistant. They are hardy. All this, they share almost the same traits with our local chickens. So you wouldn't have issues with them acclimatizing to our environment. So you see, if you have just 20 chickens, let's say on average, if you are going to give them ample time for recovery, let's say 20 chickens, let's say on average, they can hatch between 8 to 15 chicks. 8 to 15 chicks under good management with good nutrition. Why we don't usually get that from our mothers in the village is because we allow the chickens to go and feed for themselves. We don't pay attention to how they live, where they live, what they eat. We don't do that. But imagine if you are going to create a good environment for them. I can assure you, you can get at least between 10 to 12 chicks hatched by each hen. So you see, if we go with the average that each mother hen can hatch just 10 chicks, you see, that will be about 200 chicks. You can repeat this process depending on how you program it. You can repeat it every 2 months, or every 3 months, or every 4 months. So from the day a chicken starts to lay to the last day of high incubation, it usually takes about 40 to 46 days. It usually takes a chicken 15 to 25 days to finish laying all the eggs it will lay, and then 21 to 23 days for incubation. You see, that's about 46 days. So you see, once hatched, you can repeat this within the same 2 months, or maybe we usually do advise you allow the chicken to fully recover. So you allow. Yeah?
Salim, I mean, I completely hear you. I don't want you to give too much. What's the word now? I don't want you to overload the guys. Yeah, I told HRH Farms, right? If it's something you can send to me that I can share, I think what I hear you talking about is poultry, more or less, breeding, whatever it is, just along that line of poultry. If it's something you can share, it's easy for someone to say, okay, this is what this opportunity is, this is what it will cost me, this is what I need. If it will have pictures, perfect. Think of an urban setting, maybe Ibadan or Ebonyi, something like I do urban setting. Where will I get my feed from? If you send it to me, sir, I will share. If you also have a means you want to mentor, or you want to let me have all the information around this opportunity.
Yes, I've uploaded it. I've made the breakdown. In fact, the breakdown is just like in an urban setting, how you can get the field, how we usually do it here. We have been doing it here. I've sent the breakdown. It's on the JT. Maybe I will share it again if it's not showing.
Yes, or DM me. So because I think I'm overloaded now. My people are looking at the DMs. Lots of people are saying they want to join. If you want to contribute, we have to sit down and think of how we're going to do that, because I'm not sure. But yeah, send me this. Once you DM. Okay,
can I just summarize this and then go?
Please go ahead.
Then,
okay. So I want you to, Salam, just understand, lots of people want to speak. You are seeing a lot of wonderful things, but lots of people want to speak. So
I know the time is not that.
Yeah.
So on average, you can get up to 200 chickens, like 2,000, anything between 1,800 to 2,800 chickens. So with regards to the feeding, we usually do, since we don't advise people to even buy anything feed. There are regenerative, and sustainable means of feeding. All these, you see, nutrition-wise, we see food as just nutrient carriers. So for each food, that let's say carbohydrate containing food, there are multiple alternatives for that, even in grasses. So the chickens can go on forage. There are many grasses that have a lot of these nutrients that the chickens will forage on. So animal protein is also needed. So cow dung, chicken droppings, kitchen scraps will be dumped on that field, and this will generate maggots, which will serve as a protein source for these chickens. Additional, so I've made a breakdown on all of that. So basically, I can guarantee you that from the breakdown, what I wrote is that you can sell at least 1,000 to 2,000 chickens in a year, even if it means you selling 4,000 chickens in a year. 1,000 chickens are just for 4,000 naira. That would be about 4 million naira. And the whole cost won't even get up to that. That's the startup cost. It's just about 900 to 1 million naira, depending on where you're starting. That's one. Secondly, what we usually tend to overlook, you see, these goats that we have in the southern part of Nigeria, the dwarf, they are among the best 8 dairy goats we have in the world. It's just that we don't know what they have. We don't even harness their potential. The best milk goat we have in the world, that's the Sanin, is producing between 8 to 11 liters because it was improved. Before it was improved, it was given about the same amount of milk this very, dwarf goat is giving now. The dwarf goat can give you, it has the potential, not that it's giving us, it doesn't give us that liters because we don't pay attention to feeding, we don't pay attention to how it's been nurtured right from birth up to maturity. So if you go to market now and buy the dwarf goat, you will not get that, but you will be able to program how to get that. How you do that is you go and buy these mother goats from the market, then you breed them. The kids they give birth to, pay attention to their nutrition management and everything. Pay attention to their health. By the time they grow, I will tell you, we did this and we are getting between 1.6 to 2.2 liters of milk from each goat. 1.6 to 2.2, 2.3 liters of milk to each goat. So at least 2 milkings usually. So we pay attention to the feeding. So of course, people will start ringing, this question starts ringing, what will you do with goat milk or such? I can assure you that if you have an off-taker, which will be very hard, and there will be alternative for that. If you have an off-taker, each liter of goat milk sells between 1,500 to 2,000 naira because it's being used it serves as a raw material for so many things. One of which is we basically have almost all our households. It's infant formulas. Almost 70 to 80% of infant formulas are being made with goat milk.
I didn't know that. So essentially, if I get goat milk, instead of buying naan, they can drink goat.
In fact, the most expensive, they won't tell you that, but the most expensive infant formulas are being made from goat milk. The cheaper ones are made with cow's milk because the ones being made with cow's milk have to undergo protein modification, which is like a form of GMO. It has to undergo protein modification. So that's the cheaper ones. The most expensive ones are being made with goat milk.
Gotcha. So a quick question for you. Somebody's asking, what's the best species for the goat? The species. I know.
Nigeria, we usually advise you just if you are going for dairy, go for the dwarf goat.
Is it the same? Is it the same one Mubi talked about the Kano Red? Is it the Mubi?
No, the Kano Red is just good with beef.
Good with
it's
beef.
good with beef.
Okay.
Yes.
But the dwarf, so the ones they have in the southeast, what is that? That is
the dwarf as well. All the ones in the south, you are like a good number of them are the dwarf.
Okay, all right, okay, just getting that in. Okay, all right, Salim, hang in there. Shego, I have a few questions for you. Somebody's asking Shego, how do you preserve the tomato? And number two, they're really asking you to get your business plan in order. Somebody wants to invest. So Shego, how do you preserve the tomato? Is it cold room or is it vacuum seal? How do you do it, Shego? Real quick.
Okay. Basically, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you, Shego. All right, Shego is off. Let's get Ziggy. Ziggy, go ahead.
Good evening, all. My name is Alexander Neke. The business idea I want to share is for maybe students who are still in school or maybe young graduates that don't have anything doing right now. And that business is Cyber Cafe. It's the business I'm doing now, and for me is quite lucrative. And in cyber business, there are things you need to consider before you can then start that business.
Very interesting.
The first thing is location site. Now, for you to make profit in this business, there are certain locations you need to site your business as if you want to start a cafe entrepreneur. If you want to build a massive income, then it's best to start in the school, in your school premises. Maybe in the school park or maybe in the school business area. Get a shop there and set it up. Now, once you get a shop, higher institutions, polytechnics, university, or college of education, once you open a shop there, then you can then get second-hand laptops. Now, there are cheaper laptops you can get at the market for as low as 70,000, 80,000 naira HP second-hand laptop, which you can get. They are affordable. Then you get a printer. Now, we have different printer. There are different brands you can get at cheaper rate, like Otax, Inkjet, HP Inkjet, and other printers you can get.
Let me ask you a question. I know I used to do Cyber Cafe 1990s. What is the main profit center in a Cyber Cafe? Because now I have a phone with internet. So is it the printing side you're talking about? Where's the main business profit center in a Cyber Cafe?
Now, where the business comes in now is in registrations. Students do course online registrations from time to time.
Okay.
Now, sometimes the new intakes, the money maybe like got admission, will come to register. So, and they pay school fees online. So these days, why paying that fees? There are certain charges you need to pay. Now, for you to maybe create a profile in the school database, in this route where I have my cafe, you pay up to 3,000 naira per student.
So why can't I do it on my phone? Why can't I register on my phone?
Now, because as a new student, you don't know how to surf the net. You don't know how to access the portal. So what they normally use is, first of all, they have to go to that place and do what? Register using that maybe that Rice Cafe. So once they come around, you have to create a profile for them, create an invoice, generate an invoice for them, then help them pay their school fees. So that process alone, that we charge that person 4,000 naira, 5,000 naira per head. Do you get? And that's first. That's one angle. So other areas which can equally make money from what? From assignments. You understand? You can copy assignment or help them. There's another angle that we normally use to make money. Sometimes you work hand in hand with what? The school authorities, that like the faculty, HODs, the dean, and maybe the student authorities. So if they are doing any program, they can give us the contract to either print flyers for them or make bulk this thing.
Gotcha. Ziggy, what's your margin like?
margin? Like, is it in a week or in a
Let's do a month.
Okay, in a month you'll be getting between 300 to 400,000 naira.
No,
I'm not.
that's a profit. You're a student making 340,000 a month.
And it is one good thing about it is risk free in the sense that not that the risk there is very low. You understand? Because if you are in a busy area when you have a student patronage, you'll be getting more customers. You understand? But you have to exercise patience to build it over a long period of time. Let's say between a year and 2 years. But
that's a lot of profit, bro. Are you sure?
When you have that, yes. Okay. But there's the other angle which you use because we have the printing side, we have the photocopying side, we have the registration side. There's so many angles to that business. And if you have maybe all this colored printing photocopier that can print on art paper, you will get lots of customers, especially whenever they are doing maybe any of the events in the school. You will help them print flyers, print posters, and that is a lot of contracts for you. For you as a lot of contracts. You'll be making close to maybe 100,000 just for a particular project. Do you get? So, like last month, I made 300,000 last month. I won't lie. I made 300K last month. And the amount I spent I opened my shop last year, September. I spent close to 700K to open the shop. You understand? But ever since then till now, I've never had time because every time I have a work in my system that I'm doing. Do you get? So either I'm preparing, helping the student to arrange his work, or maybe I'm printing a project for his students. So all these things, students pay for it. And you have what they call market boom. That time is when students normally they are in school and maybe they just resume school. They want to make payment for the school fees, register their course online, or maybe take their results. That is when you have more market. When school resumes, maybe the school is in session, towards maybe the second, third month, they are done with the session. Your income level, your margin will drop.
I got you.
Because
I hear you.
At that point, the school is already in session. They have done their
Okay, that's good to know. Ziggy, are you a student yourself?
Yes, I'm a PhD student. I'm a master student.
Oh, gotcha. Well, it's good information. Again, if you don't have to send to me. If you have information like the business plan, just the app, how to start, what this stuff you just said, if you send to me, I'll share. I think people would appreciate it to know, right?
No problem, sir. I'll do that, sir. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate yeah. Chika, I've got Chika. I want you. Thank you. Chika, how you doing? Been a while.
Yeah, good evening, Uncle Carlo. Good evening, everybody. So interesting and happy to be here.
All right.
So a little contribution, but I might deviate a little bit. So my name is Chika Oji, and an international development professional. I actually work with smallholder women farmers in agriculture, so actually grassroots. So I'm just trying to add to what Shegu has been talking about, the tomato production and preservation. So some of the work we've been doing with the women through donors, it's on this tomato preservation and production. In fact, we had a project we closed out recently, and one of the women, her success story was how, because they did a training, they were trained on this, and she's now using it to help herself train. She's a widow actually, and make her money, train the kids. It's helping. So, but the issue with her is, the problem according to her is the bottles, to get these bottles. And for her, she said the old or used bottles, Bama mayonnaise bottles work better. Mm-hmm. So just trying to add that actually, yes, it's a good business. So my talk here, I'm trying to say, I'll deviate a little bit. The smallholder women farmers, so looking at value addition, how can they be supported? Because access to finance is a problem for them. So how can they be supported? We have office here in Abuja. So under the platform of for small-scale women farmers, in small scale women farmers organization in Nigeria. So that actually is a good business because according to her, she makes it, and like Chego have already said, it lasts for a year. The bottles well preserved, it lasts for a year. Kind of, I can share some of the pictures where she taught the women, the group they've been going around here in the 6 area councils in Abuja trying to teach each other about this, but some dropped out of the way because of finance. So just two things here. How can they be part of this, supported because they actually don't have the money? And then that this business of tomato production works is actually a good one. Yeah. And I don't know, like
I think there are some guys that are sending messages that want to invest. People want to invest in people. They don't want to help. And I'm just saying that in a very, very straight way. Folks want to invest in something that they feel is going to be worthwhile for their capital. So I would say the first thing is to prepare yourself, to organize your own numbers, your records, have your own P&L, have your own how you're going to go to the market, have your own unique identifier to say this is why we are different. If you're a women's group, that means your labor costs are maybe lower because you're going to do it as a cooperative type thing. So that way you are adding value to your presentation. If you have something like that, then it's easier to then go to somebody and say, we're a women cooperative, we want to go into agriculture, into specifically tomato processing. The numbers are there, but you've got to show that you can take a naira and make it 10 naira. And that's the process, systems, and people. Who is responsible? Who will bank the money? Who are the customers? Where have you done your research? Those are very, very important things. We want to do a business plan. I'm also going to share how to write a business plan. People want to. Business plan means you've thought about what you want to do, and that's very important to investors. So, Chika, that's what you need to focus on. Get yourself organized. So, when you want to ask someone, you say, "This is our plan, and this is what we need." It should be a specific ask. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. That would help a lot. Yes. Let's. Because lots of people are saying they want to help, but people need to say this how they can help you. I know Samuel had written more stuff to me on DMs. Specific, this is what I need. So if you're an entrepreneur, right? You know your numbers better than everybody else. So you would know when if you get ₦1 million, when you can invest it and you can build capital, build a return. That's what I'm going to go to. Yeah.
Hello?
Thank you.
Yeah, Chika, go ahead. Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, Samuel, go ahead.
Okay. You wanted me to say something?
No, I'm just asking you, do you have something or should I just roll in the room? I've got Proudly College Boy. You had your hand is up. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. So what's the question you want me to answer?
No, I was just using you as an example that I think you had given me a more detailed plan on DM as regards what you want to do with funds that you got. And I'm just saying that if you are looking for funds, you can't say I need 2 million naira. That's a very, very vague statement. You have to say I am looking for X amount of money to invest in this, and if I do it, this is going to be my return. That's what the investor wants to see. That's what it is. All right, let me get.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Real quick, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Yeah, Duru.
Yeah, good evening.
Your audio was. Yeah, go ahead, real quick. Go for it, Duru.
Okay, yeah, good evening, everyone. Okay, yes. I want to first of all I appreciate the this platform you set up for us to at least being able to share our ideas on what we can also make possible. Yeah, I myself am a vegetable farmer in Port Harcourt and also have a farm in Asaba. Yeah, where I do only pepper, bell pepper, and habanero peppers. So I've been in a business for 2 years. Yes. Then the question about what we can do for 1 million naira for the investment. I actually started mine with 580,000 for a 2 plots. Yes, where I run irrigation and also mulch for weed control and all that. So by the end of the day, after the 6 months harvest, because mine is a 6 months cycle, which is 4 months time for planting, then two to another 4 months of harvest. I was able to scoop out 3.7 out of that two plots. Now, on the marketing side, I do not sell to market people in the sense that I kind of see it as a waste of time in the sense that they do not patronize when you come in a very massive quantity. So I rather talk to the restaurant owners, and also I do process too for powders, which is where I also make more money compared to when it is fresh. So why I choose a vegetable farm is simply because it's more like whether the rich or the poor also comes into picture on. Like it's not even compared to like tomato, whereby you now have whether you want it fresh or processed, or whether the rich can afford or not. So, but pepper, anybody can.
So what's the
Anybody?
Let me ask you. So what's this? What's the business today? Are you into farming or is it a post processing? What do you want to focus on?
Okay, I'm more focused in the farming. Yes.
Okay.
Because why I said so, because I haven't seen any reason why I should process, because they don't stay. I do not have excess that I would want to say, okay, I have a leftover. I always sell out.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense. I mean, it's, like you said, the post processing. I saw an article by the Business Day editor who was talking about post harvest losses. That's the main thing in Nigeria. Nigeria does not suffer from harvest. We suffer from post harvest losses. So when you say you have no post harvest loss, that's glad to hear. But I still think that the business opportunities in the value chain to invest in agriculture in Nigeria is very, very ambiguous. But if we hear, I want to invest in this, it's going to make me a return of X%. This is what I am doing. It's easier to sell. But I appreciate you sharing. I mean, what I hear is that these condiments, peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes can be grown really anywhere. Do you use a greenhouse or you just plant it on open field? What do you use?
Okay, mine is open field, but it's run by with irrigation and also mulch control, and based on also the practice, because I believe everybody have a different practice of their farming that gives them either yield close to the greenhouse. It's because I have worked in a greenhouse because I work with Afrotropical Agro Services. They have major numbers of greenhouse. So we've also learned to understand. But I can tell you that, okay, the percentage compared to the greenhouse and open field, if you actually know what you're doing on the open field, is not that much. It should be at least 30% different. That is if you actually know what you're doing on the open field. But then, talking about post-harvest, I always want to believe that when it comes to pepper, also tomato, to be precise, not about cucumber. Cucumber doesn't even have a second-hand value. If you harvest, I mean, it's there, it's gone. Like, if you do not sell, it's just gone. You do not have any other thing you can do with it. But now, what I'm saying is, for no reason have I ever harvested that, because I have done actually 400 kg in 400 kg daily after 3 days. Yeah, that's what I do on my own space. Perfect. But then the thing here is, I do not know or feel there's any time I could get to that point of processing. But if it happens, I can go through the process of drying to process.
Okay. I appreciate it. Again, like I was telling folks, send it to me if you want, whatever you want to share, and I'll also retweet. I'm going to do a lot of retweets. Send to me whatever you have, and I'll make sure I get it out. Let me get Alcas. Ale KSSS. How you doing, sir? Arsenal fan.
Hello.
Alcas, how you doing? Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah. Go ahead, sir. What's your mind? Again, thank you. I think you also indicate that you like to support us in terms of the writing the business plans and the rest, right?
Yes, that's what I just basically wanted to reiterate again. I will help with basically drafting out financial plan and outlays for these businesses and for their business plan, so that we can go hand in hand with the business plan. So we could actually see the numbers at a glance. So that's what I was going to say.
So how do you want it to operate? I mean, I know you've sent me DM. If I send you, how many can I send to you? If someone wants to do a business plan, do I just send them to you? How does it work? It's going to be free, of course, right?
Yeah, truly. So basically, I'm sticking to the financial part. So basically, I just want to know their costs, their main outlays, their outlays, their costs, their daily costs, and then what they sell for, so that they see the profit and then see the margins at a glance and then see what you can make over a period of time. So send as many as you get, as many as you get, and I can get done right.
Got you. Let me just say I appreciate your offer. We will take advantage of it and send it to you. Let me just also do, if I could do a screening here. I don't want to get ideas. I'm more interested in folks that are already doing the business. Like I said to the Kingsley and the rest that are on here. If you are already doing the business, you already have a number, say for past year or for past years, that helps because we want to scale. We want to copy what you're doing and share that idea to others, which means that what you're doing is already working. And we're simply bringing in capital to scale it up to make you do it better. So if it's an idea, I'm not interested in the idea for now. Just because we have limited resources, I'm more interested in it's already existing, you're already doing it. It doesn't matter if it's at a loss, I would say. Maybe you need capital to then buy new equipment to scale. That would help. And when we say $1 million, I'm not saying $1 million on the dot, but the idea that is something that is not small, it's nano and micro. That's what we're trying to focus on, nano and micro. That part of the equation where you can go to BOI or to the banks, but it's just that little to micro salary. That's what we want to focus on. Okay, so you don't have anything else to say, sir?
Yeah, so I just wanted to support what you said. Having a particular business that is already in existence or has been going on for a particular year, it even helps me even to make the financial plan look feasible, look like yes, we could actually achieve this and not work on hypothetical numbers if and but we could actually work on almost certainty if you get what I mean.
Correct. It's more like if I get this capital, what would happen to my margins, to my costing, to my break even, that sort of thing. And you're going to see many guys that are doing the business but haven't put this business in balance sheet or an income statement or in a cash flow statement, things like that. So that way they can say, wow, okay, even if I make more profit, I'm going to pay more taxes. Oh, I'm not pay taxes. Or if I hire more people, I have to pay. I want people, that's really what I want you to come in and help us. So I appreciate you doing that. Thank you.
Yes, that's exactly what was on my mind.
Excellent. We'll work together. I have lots of we'll work together. All right, let me get Lulu. Bitcoin guy. Thanks. Okay, so already DM me. Lulu, what's up, man?
Yeah, very fine. Thank you. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Nigeria. Hello to everyone around the world. Actually, I've been listening to a lot of people, speaking about how nice and rosy it is in business in Nigeria. But I don't know whether we're in the same Nigeria. For me, it has been, since I started my business, there's been a roller coaster, lots of depression, lots of sleepless nights. It's not an easy place to do business, especially when you're starting from the grassroots. So however, I wanted to share a few words to people, but since you said you wanted to know about the businesses and actually the numbers for people that are starting, I think I'll just go straight to it. So in 2020, for me, myself, I'm not going to talk about my company because the name of my company per se, because I'm using an anonymous account, and I don't want my account to be associated with my business because I talk a lot about Bitcoin and you know how this is in this part of the world. So I started my business, a manufacturing business, in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm actually a medical professional, and as at that time, we're the only people that were allowed to move around during the lockdowns. So during the lockdowns, there was a lot of restrictions in terms of the supply chains. The supply chains were disrupted due to the lockdowns and border closures. So at that particular point in time, I saw lots of our shelves started running dry. That's where I was working, and I was getting a lot of calls from people saying, can you help me with this, help me with that, this medication, this, that. I was like, why? So when I went into with some of my colleagues and some pharmacists and so on, so they were like, most of our products in the pharmaceutical sector, they are all imported, over 80% of this, So I found that, quite absurd. And most of the things were very simple stuff that we could actually make. So I had a contact in Onitsha then. So I called him. He's a guy that makes or fabricates machines. I called him up around him. I said, please, can you fabricate 1 or 2 machines for me? As of then, that was in 2020, he made 2 mixers for me, 2 mixers, mixing machines. And I think it cost me about 300,000 naira for 1,000, with a total combined capacity of 1,000 liters of mixing capacity. So I got that machine, and I bought a filling machine also, and I started a soup manufacturing business, canned soup. From there, we started supplying some other businesses, and as of then, there was a high demand for soaps, liquid soaps, hand sanitizers, and all those stuff. So that's how we started. That's how I started manufacturing. I thought I was going to do it for just a little while. I wasn't looking at it long term, but because of the way I'm a professional, actually, so the branding and everything, I put so much time in developing the brand, branding it and so on. People started calling us, that when anytime I stop production, I said, let me go back to my professional job. Let me go back to my work, So people would call, people that had supplied would call saying, Chief, why are you not supplying now? Now you told us, to bring products. You asked us to take your products, and now we've started selling. People are asking for your products. Now I noticed that, I've actually built something that was greater than me, So I said, okay, if that's the case, since I'm still getting orders, let me continue. I called in NAFDAC. They came over, looked at my facility. I started with my boys' quarters. And they looked at it and they gave me the approval for 12 products. And that's how I continue up to this day. So although now we are having a challenge because we are still getting more orders because I put a lot of work into the branding, and also marketing. So now we have come to that point where we have to scale the business. We have to scale. We have to increase we have to automate, really. You understand? Because as of now, we are doing over 20,000 units, in a year, and we're having more demand for more. And especially now that we have a brewing pandemic again, the monkeypox. So it's been that kind of journey.
Very interesting. Let me ask you a few questions. So what was the what year was this? This is during 2020 COVID?
Yeah, 2020. We started in 2020. I bought my mixers for 300,000. But the problem I had was the regulatory bottlenecks. Now that, in fact, the regulatory bottleneck, because I'm this type of person that I want to do things by the book, really. You understand? So I needed now that to come over. At first, I was selling to just a few retail shops that I already had relationships with. And I wasn't thinking of going, growing this big. I was just thinking after the COVID, everything, I'll pack up the machines and just go my way and continue with my 9 to 5.
Again, second question. In terms of the regulatory fees for you to do this business, is it really killing? Would you say, in terms of a percentage, how much was it of your total, say, startup cost? Just regulatory fees from NAFDAC and the rest?
As of then, my startup, my regulatory fees was almost close to ₦1 million to register 2 products, 2 SKUs. You understand? And this is from NAFDAC. This is an SME. So I'm wondering, because how would people really be compliant when? And the funniest thing is, when you are filing these papers, you are trying to be compliant. You have these bottlenecks in the offices. You know, some of the staff trying to, get money off you to move your files and all those stuff. So it can be very challenging. I see a lot of people in maybe main market or Lagos and so on, when NAFDAC comes into their shop, see them manufacturing some stuff, they break their bottles and all those stuff. I know that these people can actually build a brand, because the problem is we make stuff. We have people that can make stuff. You get the problem is building a brand and following, being regulatory compliant. It's very hard. It's very difficult. You understand? It's not something easy. A lot of people can just walk into the office and get done like that. You understand? NAFDAC, N1m, they make this thing very difficult for a lot of people. And that's why we are not having lots of regulated or standard products coming out of the country. It's not like they don't want to do it, but the process is just unnecessarily cumbersome. You understand? For me, a professional, you get to face such difficulty. I can imagine someone who is just from main market, who is trying to, do the right thing, and what he might, the hurdles he might face. So I said you have a lot of money, really. You are that type of person that has money and you can throw it around. But if you want to, follow your small way and just, you are going to find it very difficult. You understand? So it cost almost ₦1 million to register my product. I think 400 for one, and the other one was around 600. But then when they are coming for the inspection, you have to give them money for fuel and all those stuff. So it can be quite challenging, really. So that was that, and but my machines itself was just 400,000. That's making it locally fabricated machines. There are a lot of people in nature that fabricate good machines, although it might not be up to you don't have all those programming and so on, but they can help you start in a way. There are some people that make dryers, that fabricate dryers for your drying processes and so on. So these are things that we need. In fact, that's one of the things I want also the Minister of Technology or whatever to do. Get people that can program these machines so that they can be automated. Right now, we are trying to get more automated machines so that we reduce the number of people we use in our processes and make it automated and make products extremely standardized, kind of. So, but our local machines can't cut it. We need, a program that do a few functions for us, automated from start to finish, everything. But we have to get machines from China. So these are but we have guys that fabricate machines though, but they are not programmed. You can't program them except you have, someone that can do that. So these are the things we need our Minister of Technology and whatever to do. Get these fabrication guys, let them program this. They have locally manufactured machines.
Interesting. Lots of background. I didn't know you were a manufacturer. I thought you, like you said, so we'll talk offline. But good job there. Good job sticking to it. How many people do you employ right now?
For now, we have 2 full-time staffs. The production manager, that one is a most full-time, but the rest are mostly on contract. Guys that load, offload, products, this, that, then the marketers. Because that's another thing I see a lot of people, they want to go into business, but it's the market side of things. That's market side of things. I had to learn it the hard way. You understand? You have to identify your market, then you now have to look for a way to get into that market and capture market share. That's one of the toughest parts of business in the whole. You understand? Except maybe it's a place where there's a lot of demand and people are just asking for the product anyhow. But this, especially if you're trying to capture a particular segment of the market, you have to be very strategic. So that particular place now, we have to hire professionals in terms of market, although on contract. So in total, we use about, let's say, 20.
Okay. Look, that's been very, very interesting. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. I didn't know, but I wanted to give a little talk. This is the manufacturing side, so I'm sure folks have picked up a bit about the regulatory side, because that's a key risk in Nigeria. The regulators are a risk in terms of how they slow down your business. But thanks, Lulu. I appreciate you sharing with us.
Yeah. Then another thing is capital preservation. That's where my Bitcoin comes in.
We'll talk about that next time. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. No problem, bro.
Yeah. Let me get Greatest World in here. Greatest World. What's up? Greatest World.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hello, everyone. My name is Latifa Araji Badamasi. The topic says, what small business can I start with 1 million naira? Preferably something you are already engaged in, or something you know about. So I would like to use my own line of business. So I sell kitchen things and household items, and I started with zero capital as a drop shipper. So I was able to gather some amount of money, which is my current capital. My current capital is actually 250K. So I decided to focus on the cheaper items for now, because there are some items that are even worth, that a single one is worth more than my entire capital. So yes, I with a million naira, I can start buying the high value item that are very, very expensive, that will fetch me a good profit. So there are some items that I buy for 2K that I sell for 2.5. Some items worth 50K. I've not started buying those ones. So if I start buying those ones, I can be able to sell, like, for 50K worth item, I can sell it for like 60K, which will fetch me a 10,000 worth of K. For 100K worth of item, I can sell for like 120 or 110 or 115 or thereabouts. So I did my research to know the kitchen items that Nigerians are buying more. And I realized that a silicone spoon set, there is a silicone spoon set that has knife sets with a chopping board and a knife stand and spoon stand. It carries five things, like 5 in 1 use. So people are rushing it. It's one of the moving items for kitchen things and household items right now. So I've experienced loss, and I know how to market myself actually. So from the 1 million naira, I will first of all remove like.
So Glitter, quick question: are you doing this right now? Is what do you do right now?
Yes, I sell kitchen things and household items.
Oh, I got you.
Home, yes, I sell from home. Like, I created a space in our sitting room. So I have a movable shelf for a possible exhibition maybe later. So I have a movable shelf that I use to arrange my goods.
I'd like to see I'd like to see a picture of that if you can.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. It's available. I have no intention to rent the space for now.
I got you.
Because of rent.
So more like you retail out of your home.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have a registered business?
Of course, it's registered.
What is it? Is it, and what is it? Enterprises? What is it?
CAC. Glitter Production. CAC.
Do you pay taxes?
No, I've not started paying taxes.
You know why I'm asking about taxes? Because you can actually claim a deduction because you are using your house as a part of business, so you can claim a bit of it. You can pay yourself as a deduction. I
have no idea, right?
That's what you understand. So you have a good, because you are using your house as a business, so you can claim some deductions because that's your. So talk to like. Oh, go ahead. I like what. So you want to get the funds and you want to retail more of this item.
I'm still trying to. I'm still explaining, sir.
Go for it.
Yes. So I said for that silicone spoon set, like, I can get like a 20 pieces or 30 pieces for the silicone spoon. So with other items, or like, let's say like 800K, then 100K will be for adverts. I will just target one of the celebrities or one of the influencers with good engagement, with more followers, to help me to like push it for the adverts. So the adverts will be majorly for all my goods, all my items. So for the silicone spoon set, in the next 2 months, at worst 2 months, I am sure by the end of the 2 months, I would have gotten at least 300k worth of profit with the silicone spoon set and the other items. Yes, I'm 100% sure about that. With the expenses, the advert expenses deducted already. So yes, since I started 3 years ago actually, but I did not put down my gain, my expenses and everything. So I started putting it down since January this year. So for January, I made a profit of 32,200 naira for a profit for 1 month for January. Because I sell other items apart from kitchen things and household items. So for February, I was able to, because I put it down, I'm trying to check it here. For February, I made 91,600 naira worth of gain for February.
Yeah, so somebody's asking you, how do you market yourself?
Yes, I use Instagram, I use Twitter, I use Facebook. Sometimes I run Facebook ads by myself. So I don't need to pay for some people to help me to run ads. So I run the ads. I did my research about how to run ads by myself. So I usually run ads once in a while. So there are sometimes that you will run ads that you have more order, like for the item. And my items, my goods are still like minimal. I have only few items at hand.
So what's your most expensive item that you retail?
Okay, the most expensive one is the shopping board with storage box. I have it on ground now.
Is it local? They're all imported?
Yes, imported.
So wait, do you import
basically
them?
From China.
From China, okay. So you're basically retailing off import from China. Got you. Okay. Yes, have you thought about making it locally?
Actually, I bought it from someone to resell. I usually run importation like last 2 years. So I ran into loss of over 500k. So I decided to start afresh with zero capital. So I started buying from another vendor. Now, the reason why I stopped drop shipping is because most people don't want to patronize people that don't have items on the ground now. And people don't want to pay you before they get their items. So they want, most especially Lagosians, they want to pay on delivery. So that's why I started using the little amount that I was able to gather from drop shipping to buy the items. So I decided to focus on that.
What's your most expensive cost?
Sir?
What's your most expensive cost?
For the items?
No, what's your most expensive? Your expense. Like, what do you spend the most money on?
Okay. Oh, that would be for data.
Okay, to buy the data packs.
Yes, sir. Data. Yes.
Because you sell online. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm always online.
Okay, well, I don't want to keep you away from the little sales guy there looking for attention, but I appreciate you calling in. I think it's quite interesting what you're doing. Selling at home, imports, stocking goods. So you are carrying costs. You are stocking goods, and you're able to make a margin. Interesting. Yeah. So hang in there. We'll see what comes out of it. I appreciate you calling in. What's your name?
I'm going to push my shelf. I'm going to push it on the Jumbotron now.
Yeah, go for it. What's your name?
I'm Latifa Raji Baramosi.
Gotcha. Mrs. Gotcha. All right, go for it. Yeah, market yourself. You should go for it. All right, excellent. Let's get J.O. Vincent. Vincent, what's up? Mr. Vincent. J.O. Vincent, what's happening? Okay, let's get Gaseous. I've got Gaseous Arsenal. What a name. Gaseous Arsenal. What's happening? Going once, going twice. Oxley Technologies. Oh, Gaseous is here. Gaseous, go ahead and hit it. What's happening? Talk to me.
I'm fine. Good day, sir.
Good day. Go ahead. Talk to me.
All right, sir. 1 million naira is a big money, and it's not a big money because our economy is very, very fantastic. Anyway, what I can do with what business I can start with 1 million naira. Okay, I could remember during COVID, we we have a farm. We also have an outlet for selling farm produce, and we have another outlet for selling what do you call it, food items. So during COVID, something just awoke in us, which was
you have to.
Hello, sir.
You have to hold on. I think somebody's speaking. Go ahead, Gassius.
Okay.
Mr. Gassius, go ahead, please. Arsenal guy, please go ahead.
All right, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So during that COVID period, people were not allowed to move around a lot, so we had to disguise ourselves because we were not able to get that sticker from the local government. So what we did was that we put food stuff in the car, like a space bus. So anytime the police sees us, we they go deliver food. That was how we were able to pass through all police barricades with the food items in the car. Yeah, so we had also our delivery or our orders. So we noticed that during that COVID, there were a lot of people in our outlets. Give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. There was panic buying. So most people took our phone numbers and said, "Can you deliver to our house?" Yes, because there was so much crowd. So what we did was that we took those phone numbers. So when we took those phone numbers, we were able to navigate our ways through the farm and the market during this period. So we had a database of customers who would want our items. So there are many customers which we are supplying items to, like houses especially. So we see we supply things like our farm produce like yam, gari, egusi, everything. Just name it. Just everything you need to cook egusi soup or bono soup, dried fish, fresh fish, chicken, and all that. So this helped us to set up our mini platform where we're able
So I'm not sure I get the business. What business are you into?
Okay, so I just want to stay on one now, which is a food item.
So what do you do with the food item? You're delivering, or what is it?
Yes, sir. We deliver. We run the deliveries. And when we have an order, we take the order. We run the delivery. So we're able to get some bikes to run the delivery. After post-COVID now, that was what we're now doing. So we got bikes. We are now running the deliveries to different customers from in different locations.
So it's a food delivery service. Is that what it is?
I don't know if I should call it food delivery service, but I want to stay on the food item. Because the dispatch business is a different business also. I'm not talking about that. I'm not too knowledgeable on that. So what we just do is that when we have customers, sometimes we even outsource to other dispatch guys, other food delivery guys. So they come to our outlet, they pick items, sometimes food items, sometimes raw items to dry items. They just come pick it up and deliver to all these locations. And it's quite profitable. It's very good. I noticed that people a lot cannot do without food. People cannot do without food. So the surge sometimes is very high. And when people have noticed that we have good quality products, especially the raw ones and the fresh ones, the raw ones and the cooked items. So there is so much patronage, and we have good chefs that also our menus that also sort our menus out. So we run this within the island and the mainland, and we hope that because of the government regulations, we've not been able to. The company is registered quite alright, but because of the government regulations, we've not been able to brand our own bikes. So we don't want to just do it for now. We outsource, and when we can, sometimes when the order is so big enough, we can load it inside a vehicle to go and drop it in these places. So with this, we take up the stress from you.
I want to hear more of the margins. People are listening to see what you do. I think we get the idea. What kind of margins? What are the rates? Just go direct. No on the speaker.
Okay. In a week, we make profits of up to 600 to 700,000 just profits. Profits here. And,
Profit of 600 grand. That's a lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Just
sometimes
delivering food.
I'm trying to be, yes, sir, I'm just trying to be on the other side. It's not just food though, also food items like raw food. Yes,
I want to
like raw
understand.
food.
So, are you like a UPS or like a FedEx guy delivering yams and meat and stuff?
Yes,
And you're
yes.
making 600,000 profit a month.
Yeah, sometimes more. Some in a week, sometimes we make more than that. Sometimes we make more than that. So this has helped us. We have working customers and off online customers, those who place calls for us, on our lines. So we just when they make the calls, we now we take the orders. The ones that we don't have at the moment, we can tell them to give us 24 to 48 hours to go and to get them ready. If they agree, we get them from the farm. Those we cannot get from the farm, we also outsource, we get from the market. So we just bring them together. We just make sure that within that 24 to 48 hours, the order is ready and we are delivering to you on time. So that's just basically what we do. So in a week, our profit sometimes is 600,000. That is a list we've recorded. 600,000, 700. Sometimes during weekend, it used to climb up to about 700,000 thereabouts. So that's all I know. So that's just the little I can say. And when we started this business,
So question for you. So if are you looking for? Somebody is telling me that how do you verify the 600,000 that you make?
Unless to do that, unless I will send you unless I can send only you our maybe balance sheet.
But why do you make so much money? Is it that people don't have cars to deliver themselves? Where is the margin? Where is the profit coming from? What's the unique thing you're doing?
The unique thing we are doing is just normal food items, the food itself, and the raw items too. That's nothing unique, just normal food items that we sell. Then the margin can be a bit higher. Our profit margin is a bit higher because we focus more on the island and a little bit on the mainland. So that's how we're able to mark up a little bit of profit. Like we can buy yam now. If it's yam we're getting from the farm, right? If it's yam that will be costing 2,000 naira on the farm, if we're selling, we can sell like 4, 5 or 4,000 naira. If it's something we buy from the market, we will buy it for like 2, 5 or thereabouts. We can sell it for as much as 5 plus. So that's it. So we're not charging for delivery. So we just we cost everything together, so we don't have to charge you separately for delivery. But hopefully, when we're able to get a platform, we're working on that now. So when we're able to get a platform, that's when we can now go into the business fully. But for now, we're just doing it on the small scale business. Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting.
Not to forget also, sir. Not to forget also, during COVID, there were some isolation centers that we were supplying food because the staff were not allowed to go out. So we made huge money during that time. So after COVID, we still kept on with that relationship. So these, there are no more isolation centers, but most of these hospitals, we still supply them food items in large quantities. So some of their staff also said, okay, you know what, if you are supplying this to, why don't you get this? So, and their referrals, with all these things, their referrals, this one say, okay, I'll talk to my friend, your price is fair enough, at least by the time you join it with cost of transportation, trust me, you will see that it's a very, very, it's extremely distress, and it's almost the same what you will get in the market. Almost the same, but we make our own profits. If you calculate your cost of buying things from if you are going to the market to get it, delivering at your doorstep. So it just makes it more pretty.
All right, super. I appreciate that. There are a lot of things you've shared. I did not know it was that profitable. But get your paperwork in order just in case you're interested. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Excellent, man. Just like Oxley Tech, you got the floor, sir.
Okay, thank you, Carlo. Thank you, everyone that has spoken. If you can hear me, everyone has spoken. I don't have much to say. I listened intently and I've learned a whole lot from this session. Mine is maybe you may have find time to talk about digital products, right, and monetization of products. That's basically what I do. I'm not sure if too many Nigerians are into digital products. And when I talk about digital products, is blogging, ebooks, selling arts, work of art, designs, graphics, a whole lot of things that can be sold online. Whether you are selling on a website, you are selling on Amazon, or you are selling on eBay, or you are selling else, And if you are selling on your website, how do you optimize your site for search engine? What is called search engine optimization? How do you make sure you get to your target market, probably with certain keywords about your business or the niche you belong, what you are selling. So, Carl, you may find time to dabble into that.
No, we're trying to figure out what folks that are doing things that want to share what they're doing. So, and it's less than one, and we pick the millionaire on purpose. We don't want the really, should we say, high capital needs. So that someone can start tomorrow with 500K. So that's what we're trying to keep the discussion at.
Yeah, so the digital products is capital.
What do you mean by digital products? What does that mean?
So digital product is anything that you can sell. So what I call digital products, let me say for instance, a book, an ebook. Carlo, you have a book on Amazon. I guess you didn't print that book. Probably you are using Amazon Kindle, or you are doing paperback. Paperback means you are telling Amazon to fulfill any request. You design your book, you put it on Amazon, you didn't print it. Amazon prints and fulfill the request for you. For whoever wants a paper, a hard copy of your book, we didn't print any hard copy. Everything was digital. You put it on Amazon, you designed it. Amazon has very good tools, including other book selling platforms. They have good tools that you can use to design your cover page, your book cover, and all of that. So anybody that requests or makes an order anywhere in the world, Amazon fulfills that order on your behalf. They only charge you maybe a fraction, maybe $1 or $2 to print for the printing cost, minus the cost of what you have put the book for, and it gets fulfilled and you get paid. Same with other digital platforms. If you are selling on your website, maybe you can sell a PDF version of your book or anything. What is a book?
Okay. So localize it for me. Like if I want, localize it for me.
So localizing it is very simple. You can sell basically anything online. Most Nigerians, or some Nigerians that have attained expert status in their field, right? And you are able to sit down and document that your thing that you do as an expert. You're a cybersecurity expert, you're an IT auditor, you are an IT expert, you are an investment banking expert. You sit down maybe over 10, 15 years of doing that thing, and you can document what you are doing in terms of your experiences for somebody to read and learn. You put that in a book. It mustn't be a professionally written book. Amazon has done a good job by, what they call indie. Indie means you don't need to get a publisher to publish your book. You can self-publish on Amazon. You can self-publish on Barnes and Nobles. So many platforms, even anywhere. So you write whatever you have been expert on. You try to put it in a book format in a way that somebody can read, do it yourself stuff. So whatever that it is, you put it in a book, somebody can read it and learn your 15, 20, 25 years of experience in maybe a 40-page or 50-page book, and you can get paid for it. You post it, you can put it on your own website, monetize it, put maybe a paystack payment integration, or you can put Ravis over by Ravis. What's the name again? Ravis. All these payment platforms, there's paystack. You can just put it there. Somebody does a checkout, a add to cart. From there, he pays you. The money lands in your account. You require zero cost. What you're investing is just your expertise sitting down to write. And the only thing is, if you're doing it on your website, probably you need to pay for the cost of hosting your site and which is for me is meager. Hosting a site maybe is less than everything, both domain name and hosting account, maybe less than 40k, 30k. I mean, just host a simple website. You can put it on. If you want to do a blog, it means you are going to an existing blog, put it there. You know, so
okay.
Digital.
Well, I hear you. I hear you, but I want to know. I hear you, but again, I want to see, are you doing it? What's the margin? So that way we can see.
Yes, I'm telling you, I'm doing it. People, my digital products, my ebooks, or the content that I've written, people anywhere in the world buy from me. And what I mean anywhere in the world, Japan, South Korea, Philippines, the United States, anywhere in the world, as long as that book exists on Amazon or is on your website, and you have been able to optimize your site to be able to come up with specific keywords. Okay, let's say for instance you're an investment banker, you've written some books on investment banking, you're putting it on your own website.
Yeah.
You have to write to your site in a way that what is called site engine optimization, so that somebody types books on investment banking on Google, your name will pop up on the what they call SERP, search engine result page, and it's that first page. You will pop up. Once you pop up, the likelihood of you landing a sale, because you have well optimized your site for that particular keyword, investment banking, or whatever term, cybersecurity, anything. Okay. So it's not just about writing, but knowing how to use the internet, use search engine optimization, and use search engine to be able to get yourself out there. Gotcha. And that is what I do. I'm actually an expert. So once you're able to do that, you get paid. You don't have any cost. The cost is your brain and your expertise. That's it.
Rather interesting. Right. So digitizing products. I mean, more or less, what I'm hearing is online sales, but creating content for online sales. I mean, like you said, the costs are limited to your data, your computer, maybe. All right, and then you of course have to market and know how to do your optimizations and to get folks to buy from you online. Interesting. Good. What's the total? I don't think I got the margin from you. So it's more or less, how much do you think you make a month or a week or margin? Any numbers for that? Okay. Let me get Liberty. Liberty, how you doing? Liberty champion. What's on your mind? Thanks for again. I don't know if I should. Thanks for the support.
No.
What?
Okay. I thought you wanted to talk about what I dropped in your DM.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. I just had a question. The other gentleman before Oxley T, I was a bit confused with his submission because at the start,
the food guy.
Yeah, he said they were farmers, they were producers, they're adding value. So to me, I just got a little bit confused. It wasn't really clear when he talks about food. Is he saying they are farming the food items themselves, they are harvesting it, and they're adding value? I'm just trying to stratify.
What I get is there's food, they grow food, but the business is taking that food and distributing it to folks that want to buy. So, for instance, in Lekki, like what he was saying, they can take yams from their farm or wherever they get them from, and they then distribute and make a margin on buying and selling. That's where he's getting the profit. That's the business he's talking about.
And they supply cooked. It sounds like he said they supply cooked food.
No, he was clearly differentiating between food and then the food items. I think he's talking about the food items, the yams, the egusi, the meat. That's what he was talking about, not the food. You're saying food is a different thing entirely, distribution of the cool. Like in Lagos, those guys in bikes, he's doing the raw food, the yam to Lekki. That's what he's talking about.
Okay. But someone like him, they're already making up to the margin that you're trying to invest.
Yeah, that was a lot of margin. I asked a question. He said 600,000 a month. That's going to be about 7.2 million a year, and that's his profit. Wow. He didn't say margin. He said profit. So his margin could be 30, but what he said is making profit. So I'm looking at the volume here. To make 500K profit, what's the volume like? I mean, if he comes back in, I'll ask him. Or DMs.
Yeah, because it's a bit confusing. If he's saying it's a small business, to be making that, how much, what's the setup? What's the actual, in terms of capacity, wow, it's not really very clear. Really, it's not clear.
I hope it's listening. That's the Arsenal, right? The ironic Arsenal. That's his handle.
Maybe you should come back and break it down and just take one thing and just slowly, stratify it a bit because it's too.
He's right here. Let me add him back in. So that's why I don't want to interrupt people, but I'm trying to get people to be very specific. That's why I see me saying I don't want to interrupt people. But Cassius, I don't know if you're.
Let me
Cassius, just try to be a bit direct.
She's not clear on what exactly that is the profit you are making or
what you do. She wants to know what you do. And then, let's start with that.
Okay, sorry. Maybe I wasn't explicit enough. Okay, we don't do the raw items alone. We also do the cooked food items. We do the cooked food item also and the raw food item. So we have customers for both of them.
What's your biggest profit line? Is it the cooked or the raw?
I would say it's the raw one.
Okay, so
the raw one. Yes.
You said your profit was 600,000 or margin. Did we misunderstand you? Was it profit?
No, the profits for a week. We do that a week. We do that. The profit for a week is about 600,000. Yes.
So you are
for both of them combined. For both of them combined now, sir. Not just the raw item, but the raw item and the food item.
So to be clear, you are making sales of say 1 million, and your cost is 400,000. Just example.
Yeah, our cost is a bit more than 400.
I know. Just for example, if you make 100 naira sales, your cost is 40 naira. That's what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes,
so, Liberty, over to you.
Okay. Now let's break it down in terms of the cooked food because I heard you talk about a chef. So, what is the menu range you are able to deliver on?
Okay, for now we do local food, African dishes for now only. That's all we do. African dishes. That's all.
When you talk about African dishes, I'm saying in terms of numbers, there are many. So, under African dishes, what is the number of menus specifically in total under what you classify as African dishes that you are able to deliver?
It varies. It's within the range of 10 to 15 different menus. 10 to 15. Yeah, 10 to 15.
Because if you 10 to 15 menus would give you that turnover. What's your turnover for the week? Do you mind me asking? The turnover average raw naira turnover.
Okay, we do like 1.5, 1.4, 1.2, just like that.
How many bikes do you have?
Okay, we have 2 bikes. Then we also outsource to different bikes, different what do you call it? Delivery companies. So we work together with them. So at the end of the month or at the end of the week, they remit to us. While we have our own bikes that pick up and drop at various locations, we also use these bikes to run our deliveries because we're unable to meet up with all the 2 bikes we have.
When you say the delivery bikes pay to you, but they're delivering your order, they're paying to you to deliver your order, or I thought it was the other way around.
No, the delivery, our own bikes are solely ours. Then the ones we contract to do the deliveries for us, we pay them to do the deliveries for us.
So how large is your kitchen? How large is because I'm trying to get my head around the numbers. Yeah, it's actually staggering. How many cooks or chefs do you have? And do you cook 24 hours round the clock?
Yes, we do 24 hours.
Okay, now you're making it a lot clearer because, 24 hours. Now you're making sense in terms of the turnover you are.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Again, Mr. I'm calling you Cassius. Yeah, people are asking because they are interested. Your submission on my DMs has a lot of questions. People are asking because they are interested. Maybe they want to. So don't feel that they're trying to put you on the spot.
No, I know.
I think
I
that
guess.
people want to get more clarity. All right,
yes, I'm fine.
Doctor Obi, you have a question?
I just wanted to touch because I understand talking about. From what I see, sometimes I'm in Nigeria, mainland, all about food stuff. I don't want to go out there and start going to the market.
Yeah.
Services like that, very, will be very, very, very good. And before I shop something for the house for the weekend, I might spend 100,000, 150,000. Maybe he will make 30,000 profit from there. There is a guy I see on Instagram that sells stuff on the My 12 market. If you want to buy tomato, whatever, you go through him, he'll deliver to you. I think this guy is doing it maybe on a better way. So I'm just saying that he's not unrealistic. His numbers are not unrealistic. I can see how he can make 30,000 from just one person. Because you're talking about the island where the upper scale people who have more finances who are able to spend more. So I'm just saying that it is not unrealistic. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's just the numbers shout at me. 500 grand a week. I want to invest in this. Gashos, somebody's asking, how many customers do you have, and are you on Instagram?
We're not on Instagram yet. We're not on Instagram yet for many reasons. We want to get a platform instead. We want to have our website done so that we can concentrate everything on the website. So we want to integrate all that. Once the platform is ready, then from the website we can now we have our own our Instagram is ready, but we've not started making use of it at all. And customers we have I will have to look at the books. But customers, I'm talking of offline customers. We have a customer base of up to 200 to 300 customers, if not more. About 300 customers or more. Yeah, and these are customers that we started building from 2020 during the COVID era. There are some that are very big houses. We supply to one customer something of up to 400 to 500,000, just one household. So when we're doing that, we use a minivan or we use a bus. We just go and drop everything there.
Is it mostly commercial or residential? Would you say in terms of 50-50? How is it broken?
Okay, we do both, but more of residential.
Gotcha. Excellent. All right, guys, thanks for hopping back in. Liberty, are you okay? I think she answered our questions. I appreciate you doing that. Let me get Vincent. I have given you a call out to speak. I'm not sure if you Vincent, are you ready to speak? If not, I'm going to go to Emma. Okay, Emma, let me just say a second. Emma Sales. Go ahead, sir. Emma, you've got the floor.
Good evening, everyone.
How you doing, sir?
My name is N1m. Thank you, Mr. Kalu, for accepting me. So this is the second time I'm coming on space. So firstly, I am into dry cleaning business. Mm-hmm. My name is Emmanuel. I reside in a cartoon environment. So after getting some money from Northcoin, so this is the second time joining Mr. Kalu after explaining the issue of tapping or everything. So I got some money from Northcoin after finishing my NYC. That was around, I got close to 125,000. So one thing I did was to start a small dry cleaning business in my area. So I noticed from the beginning of my street to the end, close to like 4 or 5 streets after, there was no any dry cleaner there. So, and we have more officers. When I mean officers, we have more civil servants, employees from my environment that goes to the island to work. So I believe most of them are putting on shirts to work, and they're also a corporate staff. So I believe I can instead of me spending the money on phones and wasting money on data, why don't I just start a small dry cleaning business in my parlor? That is what I mean by parlor is my parents' parlor actually. So I started with due money.
So I like that. So question for you. So do you have a machine per se, or what's in your parlor? Because you're saying parlor. What's in the parlor?
Yeah, so I have I don't have a washing machine. I only have a iron table. So I have the industrial machine, that's the industrial iron machine, that's the big one. And I printed some banners, printed some flyers. So currently I started January. That was January this year. So I currently I have customers up to 50 customers, and I have 12 stable customers that give me clothes every week. So from that 12 stable customers, the ratio margin is I'm getting 5,000 naira from each of them. So at least they're giving me 10 clothes. Each of them are giving me 10 clothes per week. So that's out of that 12, 10 of them they are giving me 5,000 naira per week because I charge only 500 naira from each of them. So my current plan now is to take my business up, like get a stable shop. So I'm talking about small scale business for the range of 1 million that someone can start as they're just finishing from schools, they're just finishing from, so I'm just sharing my own personal what I did and what I'm doing currently. So I want to get a show, brand myself properly, and I also have some my junior ones are into fashion. So I also have some plans towards establish more of like sell, as my customers are giving me clothes. I also want to be selling some clothes to them so that I can have more profit margin and also start my own proper life as a man.
Excellent. Let me ask you. So for now, you have the iron. How do you wash? You wash manually?
Yes, I wash manually.
So this is like, what's your total turnover like in a week? I know you said you have your customers. What's the total turnover you make in a week or in a month?
So in a month, because let me use my agile. We call it agile in local word. So in a month, let me use my agile to create myself. So I save up to 60,000 in a month.
So you use 60,000 naira, and that's what you used to start. Because what did you buy for the business apart from the iron? You wash with your hand, correct?
Yes. So I get chemicals. So because those chemicals are expensive, I get chemicals, soaps, and I also pay someone to assist me. So I pay someone to assist me in fetching waters and the rest, because it's a bit more of a rural area, but it's more urban.
So if you were to scale, if someone is saying, I want to give you #1 million, what would you do with it? What would you scale? What is scaling for you? Are you going to buy a machine, or are you going to hire more people? What is scaling for you?
So the two things I will first do is I will have to get people. I will have to hire just 2 people. I need 2 people to assist me, which I will pay them the amount of 15,000 per month. Who are these people? Number 1 is the secretary. The secretary we have to be in a particular place. That is a small shop that I'll get. So a shop in my area is around 200 to 50 yearly. So the person we have to attend to customers. So instead of them calling my phone numbers, I have to be going up and down to go and meet them, and no, that's the work of the person. Then after that, the second person I will do is a washer. Person that will wash and give it to me, then I iron and package and deliver.
So you're not going to buy the machine. It's more like hiring 2 people, one to do your inbound calls.
I'm sure it's still out. I'll still get the machine, but some customers don't prefer machine, so we have to balance the equation. I have to get the washing machine. Current price of the washing machine now is still 50,000 LG.
So is that in your plan? Okay, so the 2 human capital plus the LG. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And if that happens, what happens to your sales? Right now, you said you're making it. So what will happen to your sales? Do you know? Do you think it's 10%?
I have to promise them 24 hours delivery.
And it's possible?
Yes. So we have a washing machine that iron, that wash, and also dries.
Okay. So and then what would happen to your profit? Would it double? Would it 24? What do you think will happen to your profit if you got a machine?
I'll have to charge more. Now I'm charging 500 naira per clothes.
Why would you charge more if your productivity has gone up?
Because I'm delivering 24 hours after the clothes is given to me.
Okay, I hear you, but you are washing manually and you are delivering at a price. Now that you have a washing machine, you have a lady that is taking your calls, your marketing is all up to date. Why would you charge more? Shouldn't you charge less? You're now doing it more.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
I can't charge them because now I'm not guaranteeing them 24 hours delivery. So I'll put an as 24 hours delivery is the price rate, or you want 2 amounts. So I have to balance the equation. So I won't pursue them with price.
Okay, I mean, I hear you. I just say that, like, now that you have those 6 people, if you get your machine, you're going to have maybe 12 people. So your revenues are going to go up, and you can do more now with less because you have the washing machine, you have the girl. So that's productivity gain for you. So imagine you are now doing more, i.e., more customers. If you even kept your price the same, you are making more revenue, and with that more revenue, you are able to cover the increased cost. I'm just saying, you don't have to listen to me, you're the expert, but I'm just saying. But I like your hard work. I like the fact that you are on it without waiting for the machine, that you are on point. So question for you, what do you think you need? If somebody wants to give you money, how much do you think you need to?
Okay, so I currently, if I'm to get the 1 million naira, so
you're not getting 1 million naira. I'm just saying, how much do you need?
Okay, so currently I'm not. Okay, so on average, my target basically is I want to promise my customers 24 hours after giving me the clothes. Okay. I want to try it out. So instead of, I don't want to look at it's a small environment. Will they pay? No, they can. I've said it to them first.
Who are your customers? Are your customers working class, quote unquote people?
Yes, they're working class. Most of them are working on island. Okay. So a cultural environment is an environment where we have people that work basically on island. So most of them work on island. They are bankers. They are different operations.
Interesting. Good job. I like it. Good job. I wish you the best. Keep at it. Yeah, nice one. All right, I've still got Kingsley, Samuel, and Prodley. You guys set up the tone for us. Tell us how you guys have attacked this entrepreneurship trend. I appreciate you guys. If you guys want to say anything, let me know. Let me get Tim Flavius, Forex trader. Tim, what's on your mind? What are you looking at? Tim Flavia? Let's get Nze Uche.
Hello.
Yeah, Tim.
Good evening, everyone.
How are you? Go ahead.
I'm fine. Good evening, Mr. Carlo. Thank you for having me to your space. I'm also a cleaner. I also trade forex, but I want to base on the cleaning now because of the topic.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead.
So when I started my dry cleaning business, I'm based in N1m.
So can
No, hold on, Nze, hold on. Okay. Tom, go ahead.
Okay. I actually started with 0 naira. So at the time when I was looking for work here, so I decided to go into laundry business. So I went to a dry cleaning shop. I worked there for like 6 months. After which I started my own business. Okay. So when I started then, I met somebody who wanted to set off his own like any shop because the person doesn't have time for his customers.
Yeah.
So he wanted to go into like a theological school. So the main customer as their all students is a student environment. So then I approached him. So we strike a deal. So I took over the shop. I took over his machine, generated everything. So I was paying him weekly. So I just do the work every week. I was paying him. Okay, I only have a washing machine. It's only generator, iron, and table, and the shop. So I was paying him 12,000 every week. So I did that for 1 year before I now took over everything. So today the business have grown. I have 2 washing machines now. I have 2 standby generator. I have workers, and I have enough customer. So with dry cleaning business is one of the, for me, if I usually tell people, if you are looking for any business you think you want to start and you don't have enough capital, dry cleaning should be one of your choice. The reason being that number one, a lot of our youth we have today, they are very, very lazy. They don't have time for their laundry. So and if they don't have time for laundry, you can take advantage of that opportunity and make money from it. Understand? So and for you to become a dry cleaner now, you don't even need to start from a shop. If you don't have money to get a job like what the other guy said, Emmanuel, and you can start from home. All you just need is your time, the probably your iron you are going to use to iron the clothes. You can use your hand. You can't afford a washing machine, and but the most important thing is you must make sure you are always constant because customers don't like. Because I've been in the business for like 5 years now, so from that little experience, customers don't like them giving you clothes and their clothes is stay like 3, 4, 5 days before it gets ready. So the way I operate by 24 hours, maximum 48 hours. So once customer bring clothes today, we wash it the same day, we dye it the same day. By the next day, the clothes is ready for pickup. Understand? So I also have a van we used to do both pickup and delivery.
I like what I'm hearing. So I don't want to use the word lucky, but you got it by doing a higher purchase plan with the past owner. You are paying 12,000 every month. Is that what was happening? That at the end you took over?
I was paying 12,000 every week.
Every week. Wow. Okay.
For 1 year. So after which I now took over the.
Did that buy you any equity from the guy? Did it buy you any equity from the guy?
Yes.
Okay. So you are contributing towards the business to buy the business, but you are paying every week.
No, I was paying that 12,000. Our agreement was that I'm going to take over the generator.
Yeah.
Then the generator, because you already have a customer base, so I don't need to look for new customers.
Okay.
So I just try to work on the already customers he has and improve on it.
Makes sense.
Understand?
Makes sense.
That was what.
So right now, what are your margins right now? What are you surviving on that? What are your margins right now?
I'm married with 2 kids, and it's what I'm using to take care of my family. So on an average in a month, we make a sale of 600,000.
That's sales. Okay, what's the cost?
So the cost on that, the major cost on that is fuel. We spend about 150,000 on fuel every month. That's the major cost. Apart from that, probably the soap, the water you buy, maybe by the time you spend like 250,000 as a cost in a month. Understand?
Is the soap imported or is local?
It's local soap or is
yes, the local soap. I go to the market. I buy the chemical. I make it myself.
Okay, local soap. Okay, are you able to do so? So I mean, so we're talking about 600, fuels about 200, and what salary, house rent, all that.
Yes. I have a worker. My worker takes. I pay my worker 7,000 in a week. Then apart from 1,000 for feeding every day, so my worker takes around 54,000 in a month.
Okay.
Then apart from you are paying, I think the house rent currently I'm paying shop rent for like 100K in a year currently. So in a year we're talking about my revenue for last year when I did my own calculation. My revenue for last year was 5.6 million.
Revenue is 5.6 million. Okay, how much do you think you made from that? How much came to you?
My profit for around 3.2.
3.2 out of 5, not bad. That's a tidy margin right there. That's nearly more than 50%. Right. Not bad. Excellent. Good job. And you hired one person. Will the 70,000 minimum wage affect you? Would you have to increase your minimum wage now?
Yes, if I want to increase, I can increase because even currently now I'm paying like 54,000 because I'm paying my worker house rent.
Yeah.
I'm paying for the accommodation.
Gotcha.
The accommodation was 50,000 naira. So I'm paying So I pay for the feeding, and so if I want to pay 70,000, I can conveniently pay. And that because another thing you don't have to consider is the location of the business. So my location here is a university environment. So 80% or 90% of our customer here are students.
Okay, all right.
Understand?
All right. Have you tried to hire students? Does that work where you do like students work for you? Is it a thing or it's not worth it?
Yes, I have two workers before. One of them is a student, but he has graduated now. So that's why I'm having only one worker now.
Okay.
So I still have some students who usually come around say they want to work.
Okay, all right. Interesting. Thanks for the information. It's very, very detailed, Tim. Appreciate you. Good job taking care of your family by yourself. I mean, that's really, really good. Well done. Yeah. Nze Uche, you got the floor, Nze.
Good evening, everyone.
How you doing, Nze? What's up?
I'm fine, thank you. Okay. So my profession is graphic design. So I'm currently trying to switch to UI UX interface design. So recently I kind of stumbled on that European and American startups, both in the early seed stage, and C stage, they hire people to design pitch decks for them. That's their slide decks. For both the ones they use to seek new funding and the ones they also use for presentations within the company. So from the research I've done, designers charge an average of $1,000, and they pay this money. So sorry. So my plan is to compile a database of about 300 to 1,000 founders, both the CEO, the CFO, basically the founding team. Then design about 6 to 10 samples. So these samples will just be redesign of popular pitch decks of successful startups like Airbnb, I think 11 Labs and AI voice startup. So this kind of startups that pitch decks are out there, I will just redesign it and put it on the website. Then build a list of founders. Then start emailing them, telling them what I can do. Then I move from there. So the first part of the strategy will be doing free work. Just to put my name out there.
No, hold up. Are you already doing it? Is it something you're doing or you want to do?
It's something I want to do. The reason why I haven't started is that I need to pay for what I will use to gather my leads.
Okay. But right now, as a graphic guy right now, do you make money from doing graphic design right now?
Yes, but this is going to be separate from the graphic design page. It is just going to focus specifically on designing slide decks.
Okay, but do you know anyone doing this that is making money? Can you share some numbers that are like we can work with?
I don't know anyone like directly, but it's just my research I've done online. I'm 100% sure that people pay designers to design slide decks, but I don't have a certainty on the exact price.
I completely hear you. I think you have a whiff of the idea. Like I do a lot of infographics. Sometimes I pay people to do it myself. But you need to put some flesh behind what you're saying. I think you've got a good idea. If you had said, for instance, I do 3, and a guy down the road does 15, he works with some bankers, or even the guys on social media, per infographic, they pay 200 or 3,000. I think you start to get the sense of a business case, because folks that are listening want to see if they can invest or help or grant or even learn from what you're saying. So permit me to say this, right? Do some research. Try to do your own business plan. It doesn't have to be complex. Just how many do you think you do in a day or in a week? What would it cost you to do it? What would you make? So if you come back, because we're definitely going to have this space again, you can have that information and possibly get someone that will sponsor your business. Can we agree to stop on this note?
Okay, so if I'm to understand you, are you saying that I should find the exact prices people are charging?
You need to have an idea of what you want to do, right? It's a good idea, but we don't want to do ideas because just the fact that I want to go into, there are lots of people that want to get assistance in quote and investment. I want to focus on guys that are already doing stuff and want to scale, or ideas are nice, but I don't want to do ideas. Do you get the point I'm making? I want to get numbers. Yeah, I want to get numbers from you. This is what I'm doing, or this is what somebody is doing, and I want to go learn it. That way, it's easier for us to ask questions and sort of do due diligence. An idea is, yeah. You get. So I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to diminish what you're saying. I just want to get more numbers on the board.
Okay, so I thought it was like ideas that you can start with 1 million. I didn't know you have to have something on.
Oh no! If you look at the trend, we try to look at that the hashtag. You see, you get the idea of what people are saying. Everything is welcome. I'm just saying what you're saying. I actually want to hire you, but for a business, you need to tell me. Well, if I do this is how much I would need from you. This is how much I would make from you. This is going to be my cost. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to have. You can't just stop at an idea. You can't say I want to do this. This is what it will cost me. This is what I think I would make. Numbers, right?
Okay. I have that.
How did you get it?
The cost, on the list of my costs is the first service I'm going to use to compile the email list of the founders. It's called Crunchbase. So I will do the 1 month subscription, which is about $99. Then the second cost is the domain for the website, which is about 100 to 145. Then the third cost is another service I wish to track emails that I'm sending, if it's opened and how many times it's been opened, so I can know if I should send the second email and so on. Then the last cost, where I am not 100% sure on, is if the business should be incorporated in somewhere like the US or the UK. So it might be easy to collect revenue.
I hear you. Okay, I hear you. Okay, no problem. I hear you. I don't think you really understood what I was trying to get at with that, but I hear you. I hear you. Okay, Ima Abba. So someone says if you're willing to answer a few questions and can share locations, he's willing to give you a grant.
Wow, I'm happy, sir. Okay, sir.
So DM me, he hasn't responded. I know the questions he wants to ask you. So DM me, sir. I have your information there. Then when he responds, I can send it to you. All right, let me get Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Rhonda, what's up?
Good evening, Kalu. Good evening, everyone in the house. Thank you for hosting this space. It's actually very educative. If for nothing, at least getting to hear other people speak about their businesses. I'm actually a girl child advocate. I center more on menstrual hygiene. I'm a trained menstrual hygiene coach. I dwell more on the making of reusable pad as an alternative to the conventional disposable pads that we have around. This is as a result of the hardship the rural girls go through in accessing the conventional disposable pad. So I had to do a training 2019 in Lagos on how to make this reusable pad, because I understand so many girls, especially those at the rural areas or those who are living below average, or the less privileged, and those children or girls living with disabilities, they find it difficult to afford the conventional disposable pads. So at the end of the day, they make use of very, very bad materials for their menstrual flow, thereby going down with so many infections and stuff like that. So I went into a research and I discovered there's an alternative. instead of making use of newspapers that some of them make use of, like some of the girls at School for the Deaf here in Jos, in Plateau State to be precise. I went there, I discovered they were making use of newspaper, and some other people make use of tissue, some old wrappers. So I decided to go into research to see how I can get an alternative that is cost-friendly for them. And then this reusable pad thing came up. So I had to go to Lagos for training. I was trained on menstrual health and then how to make the reusable pad. So I think since then, I started as a voluntary work. I'll just produce these pads, distribute it to the rural girls in different communities, until when I started to look at it from the business side of it. So I make this reusable pad, sell it, like maybe you can tell me, Rhoda, make reusable pad for 1,000 girls in so community, and then we distribute it for them for free. So when the awareness was spreading, so many people were calling for me to make this reusable pad. And I learned how to make it using just needle and thread. That is the hand needle and thread. And if you will understand, it's actually very slow. Before you can finish one, it takes time. So I do this training in schools, communities. I have so many pictures to share on the journey so far. So when I started this as a business, I needed to get a sewing machine so it can aid the production. And every May 28th is usually marked as menstrual hygiene day. So at those times, I used to get high requests for this reusable pad from people that will want me to make and take it to their villages.
Rhonda, let me just help you. How much is this? Question for you: what do you need?
Okay, I need sewing machines.
How much is a sewing machine?
The what do they call it? The industrial machine is slightly over 300,000. That's the new, but the fairly used is around 250,000.
So when you get this machine, you can make these pads. Is that it? At a cheaper price or more?
At a cheaper price and at a very good time. Okay. Because most times I get to feel people who want it because the production is slow, and I have girls that have shown interest in learning, so they enroll. There's a tailor close to my house, so most times when they come, we rent her sewing machine, then I train them for a period of 1 month and then release them off. So if I am able to get at least 2 of these machines, I will not just make this as a business, I will also empower other young girls that will learn it and take it back to their communities. So basically my most urgent need for the moment, if anyone can help me with it, is sewing machines, at least 2.
All right. So, Rhonda, that's easy, and I'm pretty sure by the time you finish speaking, someone's going to send me a DM that I'm going to get you that machine. Give me information. Let me DM me the machine you want. Are you registered? Are you already a charity? Do you have a business? How are you set up?
I'm set up as a business, but not registered. I just sent my details for name search with Corporate Affairs Commission, and I was able, they picked a name for me, so I'm trying to raise funds to get it registered.
Rhonda, send me information that I can use to verify all what you're saying. We'll get you the machines, but send it to me. DM it
information to me. Like the works I've done so far in the past years.
Just the information to verify all what you're saying. We'll get the machines for you. Yeah, it's. I don't look at it like a business. I'll get a few people. We'll do it as I don't want to call it charity, but I like the fact that you are going to use it, and then you also do the business but train people. So we'll do that for you. But send it to me to verify what you're doing. The money is not that much, but send it to me.
I have trained almost 1,000 people with evidences, and I'll share that with you.
Yes, send it to
Young
me.
girl.
Yeah, send it to me via DM, and I will come back to you on that. I know lots of folks that will be honored and privileged to assist you in doing what you are doing. I appreciate what you're doing on a personal level, and I wish you the best. So send me that DM, right? Folks, yeah, I'm going to shut down the recording and then we can continue talking. Thank you guys for just hanging in here. We spent 3 hours listening to folks talk about their business, and it's been a pleasure. We will do more of this. Let's not lose hope. It's possible not just to start the business, but to feed and sustain your family and nation on this. So let's do more of this. This is what social media is for. To help, to support, to train, to invest. And on that note, guys, I'll see you guys on the other side.